It's Friday, August 14th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, a St. John man who murdered his two sons has been handed a pair of life sentences. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And Vive l'Acadie will catch up with a popular tourist destination in New Brunswick to see how they're celebrating National Acadian Day. That's in our 7 o'clock hour.
Plus, Canadian singer-songwriter Micah Barnes joins us to talk about his upcoming performance in Halifax. All that and so much more just ahead on this Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Well, good morning to you. Come on in. Almost 6:01 on this Friday, August 14th, almost midway through the month. But that means we still have half the month left.
Yay!
The month half full.
The month is still half full, even more than half full, because it's only the 14th. So it is going to be, I can already tell it's a bit muggy, but it felt slightly cooler. I always find that confusing.
I know. We still have that moisture in the air causing it to be a little bit muggier, and temperatures are cooling down. So I know it is a little bit weird.
Yes,
the situation.
I just wanted to acknowledge you, Amanda, for letting us know that you yesterday were doing you're running to Mamma Mia, which is a very summer vibe thing.
Yes, absolutely.
My poor
music.
My poor colleagues, because there's one thing about Mamma Mia. It's such a good musical. ABBA is so much fun. Of course, Neptune Theatre did the live production last year.
It was so good.
And I will say, the music gets stuck in your head, so much so that I had to play some more music just 5 minutes ago just to make sure I had a cleanse.
Fresh out of mind. So what would be the Mamma Mia song today that I'd want to bring? Maybe Dancing Queen. It's Friday.
Ooh.
Yeah, what about you?
Dance It to the Weekend. Ooh.
Come on, think of one. You can think of one.
Gimme.
That's a
I was like,
fun
that's instantly what came to my head. Okay.
That's a good one. I mean, for us, we get up in the middle of the night. So, I mean, technically, it's after midnight.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me the weather.
Give me the weather. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Since you asked. Today we're looking at sunshine starting off the day yet again into the Maritime region. A bit of a cloudier start to the day. We'll start to see those clouds clear out a little bit later on. Here's a live look at Truro. Cooler this morning yet again, 14 degrees to start your day. A bit of sunshine in before a chance of showers will return into the afternoon. Now 15 to start your day in Halifax as well as into Charlottetown. 11 degrees in St. John, New Brunswick, 9 in Edmundston. We're looking at 9 degrees as well in Labrador City, 7 degrees in Cartwright, 13 in Gander, 16 in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland throughout the day today, as we are going to see the heaviest of the wet weather situated into parts of Newfoundland this morning. Into the afternoon, a risk of thunderstorms as well. Now, Labrador will be seeing a bit of precipitation again today for parts of the province, but other than that, a chance of showers will also return for parts of the Maritime region with the risk of thunderstorms as well. Here's a look at our wind forecast. It's going to be another breezy afternoon. As of right now, 22 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 15 in Moncton as well as into Yarmouth, 17 in Edmundston. No wind gusts to report at this time. So we'll take a look at your very sunny weekend forecast just ahead. But first, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. And we begin in southern New Brunswick. A 46-year-old man has been handed a pair of life sentences for stabbing his sons to death last year in their St. John home. The Crown says the murders come as an act of vengeance against Roman Commissioner's ex-wife. On January 29, 2025, Commissioner stabbed his sons, aged 17 and 10 years old, to death in a North End apartment before attempting to take his own life. After a 2-week trial in June, a 12-member jury found Commissioner guilty on the 2 counts of first-degree murder. Just one impact statement was read aloud in court by former mayor and current lawyer Mel Norton.
They were joyful, deeply loved, and full of promise. They had their own personalities, friendships, dreams, and futures. My hope is that as this case moves beyond the courtroom, they will be remembered not for how they died, but for how they lived, and for the love they brought to everyone who knew them.
Commissioner was also given the chance to offer final thoughts in which he blamed his ex-wife before being cut off by Justice Daryl Stevenson. RCMP in Nova Scotia say human remains have been found in the woods near Debert. Police say they were called to the scene on July 22nd and determined the remains are those of a man. They are working with the Medical Examiner Service to confirm his identity and determine the circumstances of his death. Police say they believe criminality is involved, but they don't think there's a risk to the public. A second shooting at a Dartmouth tent encampment is raising new questions about public safety and whether government is doing enough to help the homeless find more safe and secure housing.
You hear a gunshot, you lay low, don't show your face, because if you're a witness, you could be getting the next bullet.
Halifax police were called to the Green Road Park encampment in Dartmouth around 2:30 Wednesday afternoon. A 33-year-old man with gunshot wounds was taken to hospital with serious injuries. Police say the shooting does not appear to be random and no arrests have been made. Back in February, there was a shooting at the same encampment that also sent a man to hospital. One professor of social work says tent encampments are not safe spaces, adding government needs to provide better intervention supports.
I think we all know what the correct trajectory would be, right? And that is some form of supportive and or social housing that's affordable, that's safe, that's cared for. You know, they're being built, but it's taken much, much longer than anybody ever anticipated.
There are now just 2 municipally sanctioned tent encampments left in the Halifax area. People in Moncton are expressing outrage and disappointment after someone stole a bronze maple leaf from an RCMP monument.
Well, it's kind of stunning, really. It's, you know, it's such an act of disrespect, but I'm sure the person who took it didn't give that any consideration.
Well, I'm disgusted, really. You know, I'm an ex-member, and I attended the parade when these fellows passed away, so it's just heartbreaking somebody would do something like that.
Well, I'd have to say on behalf of, you know, the National Police Federation and the 20 or so thousand RCMP members we represent, we're just absolutely saddened and appalled.
One of the 12 maple leaves that circled the monument was discovered missing Wednesday. Constables Douglas Larche, Dave Ross, and Fabrice Jovadin were shot and killed by a gunman in a northwest Moncton neighborhood on June 4th, 2014. The memorial honors their sacrifice. The RCMP says there's nothing new to report right now. They are asking anyone with information to come forward. We have an update on that fire retardant spill in northern New Brunswick. According to the province, the spill has been found to be non-hazardous to humans or the environment. The spill happened Wednesday on Route 11 between Charlotte and Jacquette River. The solution, which is used to slow or stop the spread of fire, contains ammonium polyphosphate, a fertilizer type of phosphate salt. The province says roughly 50 to 100 liters was spilled along several kilometers of the highway and has since dried. Finally, on this Friday morning, prices at the pumps, they've increased for a second time this week. Here are the numbers. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas increased by 4.4 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.81.4. And diesel increased by 9.3 cents a litre. The minimum price in the Halifax area now $2.38.6. In Prince Edward Island, gas increased by 3.4 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.89.6. Diesel increased by 7.5 cents. The minimum price $2.43.7 a litre. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 1.5 cents. The maximum price now $1.81.3 a litre. Meantime, diesel in New Brunswick actually went down. It fell by 0.7 cents. The only decrease on the board. The maximum price now $2.38.9 a litre.
Woo,
that is a look
high
at the pump prices.
High prices.
I know.
Wild. I hope that they do get moderated before heating oil season kicks in.
Yeah, that's a great point. Something to think about for the fall and the winter. Yeah, the prices, it's become a thing where we have to check them daily because they've been fluctuating so much.
Yes.
It used to just be the once a week change, but now it's multiple times a week due to
for changes.
Fluctuations in the market price, says the Energy
And
Board.
high diesel means higher fuel costs for trucks, higher prices at the grocery store, and on it goes. So let's hope things get settled soon. All right, weather has also been hot this summer. Not as much so in our region, but other parts of the world have had extreme weather.
Absolutely.
Europe's Climate Change Service says the western part of that continent has had record-breaking heat this summer. We've heard lots about this in the news. So the combined average in Western Europe was 21.62 degrees in June and July. That tops the previous record set in 2022. At this point, 2026 isn't quite the hottest year on record, but the potential to catch up remains. Intense heat in Western Europe has caused wildfires and droughts and brought along, of course, national temperature records. So we've had a lot in the news about Western Europe. And that heat wave started early. It was back in May that it began.
Yeah.
And you certainly feel for people who don't have AC in their homes, if their homes aren't built to deal with that kind of heat.
Oh, yeah.
If you've been to Europe, yeah, you know that a lot of the buildings are very, very old. The infrastructure is very, very old. Beautiful, though.
Oh, yeah.
Highly recommend. Check it out.
Okay, well, still ahead, Crystal mentioned the price at the pumps. We're going to have a reaction on diesel prices, how that's impacting people on Prince Edward Island. That's a look, plus the latest on trade talk negotiations in Washington. But before that, Latavia has the full forecast on this Friday and a look ahead to the weekend as well. Very calm morning when it comes to traffic in Fredericton this morning. Forecast is next.
Good morning and happy Friday. The time now is 6:13. Taking a live look at Halls Harbor, 15 degrees to start your day. We'll be seeing lots of sunshine early on before a chance of showers. A risk of thunderstorms moves back in late this afternoon. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. As of right now, another cooler start to the morning. 14 degrees in Sydney with 15 early this morning in both Halifax and Charlottetown. 13 degrees in Moncton with 8 in Edmundston. 9 degrees in Labrador City with 11 in St. Anthony. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland. Throughout the day today, looking at heavier rainfall between 40 to 60 millimeters. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. Sunshine for much of the Maritime region to start your day. We do have a bit of shower activity expected early in the morning across Prince Edward Island, Cape Breton Island, a risk of thunderstorms as well as periods of rain for much of Newfoundland, heavier for parts of Newfoundland. So into the afternoon, we will be seeing precipitation track across for much of Atlantic Canada. We do have scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms for much of the Maritime region, and that will take us into this evening. A chance of showers will remain in the forecast, starting to clear out as we head towards early Saturday morning. We are going to be under a ridge of high pressure into the weekend, so seeing lots of sunshine into the weekend forecast for the Maritimes. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we are going to see accumulation with this system yet again. 2 to 10 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick. For Prince Edward Island, the heavies being 10 to 20 millimeters. Same thing goes for parts of eastern Nova Scotia and across Cape Breton Island. For Labrador, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for Happy Valley Goose Bay and 10 to 20 for parts of Newfoundland, but the heaviest being 20 to 30 millimeters in Corner Brook. For forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs remaining below seasonal to seasonal today, ranging from 21 degrees in Moncton up to 26 in Grand Manan. Mainly sunny skies start off your day. A chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms moves in this afternoon. Wind gusts getting up to 40. For Prince Edward Island, a sunny start to your day as well. Looking at a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms returning into the afternoon. Wind gusts getting up to 40 as well. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, pretty much the same, but we're looking at some shower activity throughout your day today with the risk of thunderstorms. Highs will range from 17 degrees in Shetticamp up to 22 in Sheet Harbour. For the rest of Nova Scotia, a mix of sun and cloud to start your day. Holding on to sunshine for the Tri-County area, although for mainland Nova Scotia, we will be seeing a chance of scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Daytime highs will range from 21 degrees in Yarmouth up to 24 today in Halifax. For Labrador City, 18 degrees is your daytime high. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud, we do have showers arriving into the afternoon, and 17 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Periods of rain expected throughout your day today with a risk of thunderstorms as well. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Time is 6:16. Today, Canada-U.S. Trade Minister and Beauséjour MP Dominic LeBlanc and Chief Negotiator Janet Charette will brief provincial and territorial ministers on the status of trade talks. Yesterday, discussions between LeBlanc and his U.S. counterpart went longer than scheduled. CTV's Mike Lecouture is in Washington with the latest.
With Canadian media, I want to know how the talks are going with Canada. How are the trade talks going with Canada, sir?
He's good progress with the talks.
Is there anything you're able to tell us about how it's going?
Just another day at USTR.
U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer said little ahead of his meeting with his Canadian counterparts. Same thing for Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc.
Mr. LeBlanc, have we rejected any proposals by the U.S.?
We're not talking about that.
LeBlanc and lead trade negotiator Janice Charette were supposed to meet with Greer for an hour, but it went 90 minutes. The hope is to get a deal before the U.S. imposes 50% tariffs on a wide swath of Canadian imports. Industry sources have told CTV News Charette warned her American counterparts that if the White House imposes those tariffs, it could put further trade talks at risk.
There's a lot of workers that want to know what's happening with these talks, Minister.
So we're continuing to do the important work that Canadians expect us to do. We're going to continue to do the work that Canadians expect.
How many more meetings are you going to have with Mr. Greer, with Ambassador Greer?
We'll have as many meetings as it takes to do the work that Canadians expect.
In a previous meeting, both sides were discussing concessions. The U.S. could lower tariffs on steel and aluminum, while Ottawa has offered to talk to the provinces about putting American alcohol back on store shelves and to drop counter tariffs on U.S. autos. And premiers seem to be open to that compromise.
If we get a fair deal that will protect our steel sector, our auto sector, our forestry sector, agriculture sector, manufacturing sector, then we'd be more than happy to bring booze back on the shelves only if we have a deal that's going to protect those sectors.
This was the fourth meeting between the two sides in the last 3 weeks. A positive sign, but there will have to be more of those, with the deadline less than a week away.
CTV's Mike Couture reporting in Washington. Fuel prices are on the rise in our region due to stalled peace talks between the U.S. and Iran and oil traffic stuck in the Strait of Hormuz. CTV's Maria Saru has more on how diesel prices and PEI are hitting the construction industry.
On a construction site, diesel does a lot of the heavy lifting. It powers the machines digging foundations, the trucks moving materials, and vehicles carrying workers and equipment from job to job.
We're probably looking at maybe 300 truckloads of material was brought in here and out of here.
In PEI, diesel suddenly jumped 6.5 cents overnight, now selling at this station for $2.36.2 a liter, and slightly more elsewhere. That puts the price at the pump about 50% higher than this time last year. For contractors, timing matters. Projects can be priced months before the work is finished, so if fuel rises unexpectedly, they can end up absorbing the difference, says Sam Sanderson with the Construction Association of PEI.
We're carrying an element of risk, and risk costs money.
The volatility can also show up in delivery and rental surcharges, making even something as simple as a box of nails more expensive. And today, it's fuel. Tomorrow, it could be steel or plywood.
With all the ongoing issues right now with our neighbor south of the border, is really going to have a big impact. We don't know what next week's going to bring.
Contractors could build some of that risk into the next bid, pushing up what customers ultimately pay.
The uncertainty isn't over. Another fuel adjustment is scheduled for Friday, so contractors on construction sites like this are watching closely to see whether prices climb again or offer some relief. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
Thank you, Maria. And we'll have those prices coming up at 6:30. We're going to have another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, your Friday business headlines and your must-see moment from TSN. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
That was 2003.
Apparently. I was like, oh.
Wow. It feels like it was much closer to us than that. It's now 6:24, and it is time to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Waglin inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And for it, we take you to Toronto, where the Blue Jays were hosting the Red Sox. Top of 6, Wilson Contreras pops one into foul territory. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. chasing and makes a real nice little basket catch before falling into the first base netting. Vladdy Very nice defensive effort to earn your must-see moments from Thursday. And coming up Friday on TSN, Week 11 in the Canadian Football League continues with the Red Blacks visiting the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Our pregame coverage for that one gets underway at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. That's all for now from SportsCenter. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
And on the markets, the Dow ended the day up 69 points. A wild ride on Bay Street and Wall Street Thursday, with both the TSX and S&P 500 reaching new highs. BNN Bloomberg's Lindsay Biscaya has more.
The Toronto Exchange managed to close at a record high for a 5th straight trading day today. This morning, the TSX reached a new record high and then further topped that to close the day. The fresh records are being driven largely by a domestic jobs boom, soaring crude oil, and investors piling into big banks and gold. Meanwhile, the S&P clocked its own milestone, hitting an intraday high of 7,816 points. That was fueled by cooling U.S. inflation data and a second wave of adrenaline for the AI infrastructure trade. And here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 71.79. West Texas Intermediate finished the day lower at 81.25 a barrel. Western Canadian Select was also down to 65.54, and the TSX closing at that new record high at 36,759 points. Those are your business headlines. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast into the weekend for New Brunswick. Today, 24 degrees, mainly sunny start to your day. We do have scattered showers and a risk of thunderstorms moving in this afternoon. Sunshine on Saturday with a high of 24, and sunny skies remain in the forecast on Sunday, warming up just a bit to 25. For Nova Scotia, 25 degrees today with a mix of sun and cloud to start. Isolated showers and a risk of thunderstorms moves in this afternoon. Lots of sunshine into the weekend forecast with a high of 25. 25 degrees yet again on Sunday. For Prince Edward Island, 20 degrees today, a mix of sun and clouds, scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. 22 on Saturday with sunshine across the island, and sunshine remains on Sunday with a high of 23.
Coming up in this half hour, we want to know, how do you like to go the extra mile when you have guests coming over? That conversation in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Well, you can be our guest.
We've cleaned up for you.
Yes, as Crystal says, come on in. But I'll say take off your shoes, though. We just did the floors. It's true, our floors are really shiny around the studio.
They were just done.
Yeah, looking forward to that conversation in 15 minutes. But before that, we've got weather and then news.
Well, it's going to be a bit of a wet day ahead for parts of the region. A chance of showers, some steadier showers for parts of Atlantic Canada. For parts of Newfoundland, we do have a rainfall warning in effect. But we do have sunshine across the maritime region for this weekend.
Fabulous.
Good time.
Yeah.
I say we do need some rain.
We do.
Yeah.
We need the precipitation for sure. So over in Moncton, as of right now, it is 13 degrees to start your day. Beautiful sunshine early in the morning. We do have some steadier showers moving in this afternoon with the risk of thunderstorms. 11 degrees to start your day in Fredericton, 15 in both Charlottetown and Halifax, 14 degrees in Yarmouth, 8 in Cartwright, with 16 in St. John's, Newfoundland. Speaking of Newfoundland, here's a look at that rainfall warning in effect for today for parts of the province. So a bit of wet weather tracking across parts of the region, steadier for parts of Newfoundland. Labrador seeing a chance of showers moving into the afternoon. And then for the maritime region, a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, some steadier shower activity for the northern region of New Brunswick. In terms of our wind forecast, it's going to start off quite light. We'll continue to pick up into the afternoon. As of right now, 17 kilometers per hour in Edmundston, 15 into Greenwood, 13 into Moncton and Yarmouth. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. And we begin with Money Matters. Prices at the pumps have increased for a second time this week. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, the Halifax area, gas increased by 4.4 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.81.4. Diesel increased by nearly 10 cents a litre. The minimum price now $2.38.6. In PEI, gas increased by 3.4 cents, the minimum price $1.89.6, and diesel increased by 7.5 cents, the minimum price $2.43.7. Now, in New Brunswick, the increase was smaller for gas. Gas went up by 1.5 cents, the maximum price $1.81.3. Meantime, diesel in New Brunswick actually went down slightly. It fell by 0.7 of a cent. The maximum price $2.38.9 a liter. A 46-year-old man has been handed a pair of life sentences for stabbing his own sons to death last year in their St. John home. The Crown says the murders come as an act of vengeance against Roman Commissionee's ex-wife. On January 29, 2025, Commissionee stabbed his sons, aged 17 and 10 years old, to death in a North End apartment before attempting to take his own life. After a 2-week trial in June, a 12-member jury found Commissionee guilty on the 2 counts of first-degree murder. Just one victim impact statement was read aloud in court by former mayor and current lawyer Mel Norton.
They were joyful, deeply loved, and full of promise. They had their own personalities, friendships, dreams, and futures. My hope is that as this case moves beyond the courtroom, they will be remembered not for how they died, but for how they lived, and for the love they brought to everyone who knew them.
Commissionee was also given the chance to offer final thoughts, in which he blamed his ex-wife before being cut off by Justice Daryl Stevenson. A woman has been ticketed for allegedly failing to stop for a crossing guard in a Moncton crosswalk. It happened back in April. The RCMP launched an investigation after video circulating online appeared to show a vehicle driving through the crosswalk while the crossing guard was holding a stop sign and assisting pedestrians. Kodiak Regional RCMP say it concluded its investigation and identified the driver. The 36-year-old Moncton woman has been issued a ticket under the Motor Vehicle Act for failing to stop for a school crossing guard displaying a stop sign. Nova Scotia's premier wrapped up his State of the Province tour in Cape Breton, where the elephant in the room was the threat of U.S. tariffs potentially coming as soon as next week. Fresh off a recent visit to the U.S., Tim Houston was doubling down about how he plans to respond. Houston told those gathered in Sydney that he has taken action to defend the province's industries against expected tariffs starting Wednesday. He says Nova Scotia will not be bullied.
We're holding the line on the measures we've taken around alcohol and some of the other procurement stuff too, but we're placing faith in those that are at the table negotiating.
Tim Houston sees a political opportunity to be Captain Canada.
Political scientist Tom Urbaniak expects Houston to continue to take a stand against the Trump administration and says that would be a good political move given what he calls a sag in the premier's popularity since the last budget. The 50% tariff slated for August 19th would include Canadian wine, dairy products, and hockey sticks. Houston's provincial tour wrapped up with a funding announcement at a biomanufacturing company. Finally, the rain did not dampen spirits last night at a special concert celebrating Acadian culture in downtown Halifax. The Greer Time Festival now officially underway in honor of the upcoming National Acadian Day. The free festival provided a unique opportunity to explore and enjoy Acadian and Cajun culture through music and performances. Each year, the festival brings together thousands of people to celebrate the culture and history.
I think what's really important to note is that we have a lot of Acadians who have lost their language with generations. So they have Acadian heritage, but they don't speak French. And so this Greer Time Festival is kind of a moment in the year for them to proclaim very loudly and proudly that they are Acadian, they have that heritage, and to get in contact with those roots.
Look at all the flag waving, all the jumping for joy there. National Acadian Day will take place Saturday, which is tomorrow. If you were watching the show yesterday, we had a performance from the Greer Time Festival. We had 4 lovely young dancers. They were incredible. And then coming up later on the show this morning, we're going to be going to Bouctouche, New Brunswick, to talk about how Le Pays de Saint-Guen is celebrating.
We cannot leave our New Brunswick Acadians out.
No.
They are a huge, huge part of Greer Time, which Kaylee yesterday from Last Wing to Sweat and Shed-A-Camp told me that means party time.
Oh.
So we're here for it.
We are.
And the Acadian Day is 15 août, like the 15th of August, and they call it 15 août, which is fun.
Yeah, I think it's really fun.
I love that.
The 15 août. I love the Kanzu. Okay, here's a chance to stare directly at the sun in a manner of speaking. It's just looking at pictures, everybody.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited. Astronomers have taken the most detailed photos yet of the star on our solar system. I know, right? You kind of think it would look like that. It shows hot plasma forming, swirling in vortex-like patterns. Researchers say the swirls may help explain how energy builds up on the sun. But honestly, don't you think this is what the sun would look like if you got close to it? I do.
One would think, yeah.
Absolutely.
So
that is cool. It's like lava.
That's actually happening? Like,
it's wild.
Oh, man. So hot.
This provides life on Earth, everyone.
It's incredible. There we go. Photos of the sun.
Can make good artwork, too.
Yeah.
Still ahead, looking for something to watch this weekend. We'll have your entertainment headlines, but before that, getting ready to host for the Move Morning Chat. Today we want to know, how do you go the extra mile when hosting guests? It can be basic cleaning, but it can be a bit more extreme. I'll explain in just a moment.
You'll be seeing sunshine throughout your day today. Currently 13 degrees as you head outdoors. So another cooler start to the day. Temperatures will warm up. Going to remain, though, below seasonal to seasonal for much of our daytime highs. We do have a bit of precipitation on its way as well. 15 degrees to start your day in Halifax as well as into Charlottetown. 12 degrees in St. John. 13 starting off your day in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 14 degrees over in Corner Brook. A rainfall warning is currently issued for parts of Newfoundland throughout the day today, looking at rainfall between 40 to 60 millimeters. So over to our forecast timeline, a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms will move in for parts of Prince Edward Island, Cape Breton Island to start your day. Very low chance of it happening, though, early on. And then for Newfoundland, we are going to see periods of rain for parts of the province, a risk of thunderstorms as well. And then into the afternoon, a chance of showers will move in, around a 40% chance of it happening for Labrador. And then we're looking at a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of all three maritime provinces. Into tonight, much of the same. We are expecting precipitation to take us into early Saturday morning. Clearing out, though, we will be seeing high pressure move back in for the maritime region. Sunshine for all three maritime provinces over the next couple of days for the weekend forecast. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, though, we're looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick. Heaviest for Prince Edward Island, being 10 to 20 millimeters for Charlottetown, as well as into eastern Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island, heaviest being 10 to 20. And then for Labrador City, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation for Happy Valley Goose Bay, 10 to 20 for Gander and St. John's, Newfoundland, and the heaviest being 20 to 30 millimeters in Corner Brook. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will be below seasonal to seasonal today, ranging from 21 degrees in Moncton up to 26. Lots of sunshine to start your day. We are going to see a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms move in into the afternoon. Wind gusts getting up to 40. Pretty much the same for Prince Edward Island, looking at a chance of showers into the afternoon as well, a risk of thunderstorms. Daytime highs ranging from 18 to 20 degrees, being the warmest into Tignish. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. We are going to see wet weather, though, throughout your day today, on and off. Risk of thunderstorms as well. Daytime highs between 70 degrees in Schittacamp, up to 22 in Sheet Harbour. Wind gusts getting up to 40. For the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine to start your day, holding on to sunshine for the Tri-County area throughout your day today. But for mainland Nova Scotia, looking at a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms moving in late this afternoon. For Labrador City, 18 degrees today. We are going to see a mix of sun and cloud. Showers arrive into the afternoon. 17 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Rain with a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to the Move Morning Chat.
It's the Friday edition of the Move Morning Chat with Crash and Sarah Betts from Move Mornings in Fredericton. So this weekend, I'm actually hosting my sister and her family. They're traveling down from Oromocto, going to stay with us in Nova Scotia. And there's some weird things I do as I prepare to get the house ready. So it just made me think, what are some things you guys do to prepare your house for when you have guests come over? What do you do that's above and beyond?
I can't wait to hear the weird thing you have prepared. Sarah, maybe you should start with this one, because I know this is a fun topic for you.
Well, I fear neither of us are the hostess with the mostest, so we are very interested in hearing what everyone else is doing. I'm thinking a lot about my new house, obviously. I'm planning on decorating the new guest room as kind of the same vibe as my teenage bedroom. So, an ode to my younger self. So maybe I'm thinking I'll feel better if people come over, and it's almost like one of those Airbnb experiences where, like, stay in the Hannah Montana house, stay in the Golden Girls house, stay in my old bedroom. I'm trying to make it more fun for myself because I really am not a good host.
She really just wants a place to put all those posters up that she's not allowed to put elsewhere in the house. Isn't that it? That's why we all have that special room.
Absolutely.
Wait, what posters? We need to know what posters and the decor, Sarah.
Oh, yeah, I'll send you pictures. You can come stay.
Okay, book me a
When it's all
reservation.
set to go. I don't know what other people do, but I just like, for us, it's always, if we're hosting people, we want to be the place that is like, oh yeah, sure, pop over. But it's never that, because there's always requires like a 24-hour deep clean for some reason. Like, you got to go through the entire house and like, well, this is ridiculous. Like, my wife will even get to the point where we don't have to clean the baseboards. Nobody's like running their finger on the mantle to see if there's dust. Like,
They will.
Really, as long as everything's in its place, I think that's good enough. That's all we really need to do, is just have everything kind of tidied enough that when they walk in, they don't go, ugh, or you don't feel that they're thinking that, you know?
I totally agree with you there. I'm the same way. I was raised where you don't have people over unless your house is in like top spick and span condition. For me, one of the weird things that I do is I pull out my guest sheets. I have special guest sheets, special guest towels that Kyle's not allowed to touch, which he often always wants to for some reason.
Yeah, the special guest
Yeah,
towels.
and I'm like, these are the special things that we use when we have guests. We don't have guests these days because we're not back home anymore. Many people don't visit our house anymore. But so now it's kind of like either my closet or it's become like our horror obsession room where we just kind of put up our horror decor and our catch-all, kind of like Sarah.
Could be like
Nice.
Sarah's room.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so besides the regular cleaning, there's a few different things where I go the extra mile for when I know I have guests over, depending on the time. And it may sound a little odd. I clean the garbage cans. And like we have a guest bathroom, so not only do I just empty the garbage can, you know when you empty it, especially if you're not consistently using a bag, there's some sticky stuff at the bottom, you know, a Q-tip that never really falls out.
Yeah.
So the extra level, I don't want them to think like I'm dirty, so I clean the bottom of the garbage bin. So if they open up the garbage, they're like, wow, this is so nice and clean. And
Just in case they investigate the bottom of the garbage.
Well,
bin.
prepared.
While they're looking at the baseboards.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Exactly.
I also wipe the walls.
Yeah.
I get really worried about that.
Oh my gosh.
So those
Good
are my
for
two
you.
major things, but I've been preparing our guest room. We were making a really nice, cute guest room, really curated. And then I started to realize our dog's not allowed to sleep on the beds. That little bugger was sleeping on this guest bed during the day, and now his Labrador hair has penetrated the blanket, the covers, down to the mattress. So I've been cleaning that thing for days, even using tweezers to try to get some of his hairs out.
That's some deep cleaning right there.
It's going to be immaculate this weekend.
Wow, good for you.
Okay, so we're going to throw the question to you now at home. How do you like to go the extra mile when hosting guests? Send us a text at 10-400. We would love to hear what you do, if you do anything that we do, and we'll share your answers later.
On this Friday, we're going to head over to Hollywood and take a look at your entertainment headlines.
American Horror Story is coming back to haunt our screens for a star-studded 13th season. FX released the first teaser revealing longtime show favorites Jessica Lange, Sarah Paulson, Evan Peters, Angela Bassett, and Kathy Bates, all returning to the series. The show premieres on FX and Hulu on September 24th. Disney is the parent company of FX, Hulu, and ABC News.
Showcasing the two most talked about prospects in the world, Canada's Shane Hollander and Russia's Ilya Rozanov.
Heated Rivalry has announced new cast members ahead of its hotly anticipated second season, including Schitt's Creek star Emily Hampshire. Coleman Domingo, Charlize Theron, and filmmaker John Carpenter will be honored this fall at the Academy Museum Gala in Los Angeles. The annual fundraising event is the West Coast rival to New York's Met Gala. And happy birthday to comedy icon Steve Martin, who turns 81 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
Murphy's Logic is brought to you by Kent Building Supplies. Look what we've built together.
The opinions expressed in this segment are solely those of the commentator. They do not purport to reflect the opinions or views of this station, CTV News, Bell Media, or its employees.
Today in Murphy's Logic, Steve Murphy has some reflections on two prominent Canadians we have recently lost and what lessons we can learn from how they lived and worked.
Here is Steve Murphy.
The recent passing of former Nova Scotia Premier John Hamm brought a flood of well-earned remembrances of his character. Even his political adversaries were nearly unanimous in praising his civility and gentlemanly conduct, even as he pursued some measures with which they disagreed. Notably, Dr. Hamm led a successful minority government with the cooperation of his principal political rival and opponent, Darrell Dexter. In paying tribute to Dr. Hamm, Mr. Dexter described the warm, cordial, and respectful relationship they maintained inside and outside the political arena. Those are words heard less and less often about politics and political leaders these days: warm and cordial, respectful. Similar words have been used to characterize longtime CTV national news anchor Lloyd Robertson, who passed away last week. Like Dr. Hamm, Lloyd was a gentleman who manifested the genteel qualities of a bygone era, even while maintaining a steely commitment to his values. In recent years, and amplified by social media, politics and political reporting have become increasingly and corrosively personal. For many, it's no longer enough to disagree passionately. It's necessary to call people names, to insult their character and impugn their motives. To those who will correctly point out that there have always been such voices, I will simply observe there seem to be many more of them today, and in higher and even the highest of offices. Another word used to honor both Lloyd Robertson and the late Premier Hamm, and one I would like to use now, is decency. Oxford Online defines it as honest, polite behavior that follows accepted moral standards and shows respect for others. Decency. Surely that should be the rule and not the exception in politics and the media, and in all of our dealings with each other. I'm Steve Murphy.
Taking another look at our 3-day forecast, 24 degrees today in New Brunswick, mainly sunny skies to start your day. Scattered showers with a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Precipitation clears, though, into the weekend with a high of 24, leaving sunshine, and a mix of sun and cloud expected on Sunday with a high of 25. For Nova Scotia, a bit of wet weather into the afternoon, a low chance of showers expected for parts of the province, a risk of thunderstorms. 25 degrees on Saturday, sunny skies across the province throughout the day, and then on Sunday, 25 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. For Prince Edward Island, 20 degrees today, a mix of sun and clouds, scattered showers and a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. 22 on Saturday with the return of sunshine, and sunny skies return on Sunday with a high of 23.
It's Friday, August 14th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, a St. John man who murdered his two sons has been handed a pair of life sentences. Details ahead in your news headlines.
And celebrating National Acadian Day. We'll chat with a popular New Brunswick tourist site about this year's celebrations. That conversation in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday, 7 o'clock to start your day. It's going to be a great day ahead.
Great. That's a great...
Because it's Friday.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the spirit. We love that energy. I know tomorrow is the official Acadian Day.
Yes.
Acadian Day. Love, 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 love that. And the celebrations have been going on, ramping up.
Oh, yeah. With the Grue Time Festival. Looks like a good time. I've never been, but Looks like something to check out.
Yeah.
Could be the time, especially since it's just starting. Tomorrow's the big day.
Tomorrow's a big day, but of course there's events happening on the waterfront and all kinds of events happening in different communities in New Brunswick, but we'll check in with one in particular shortly.
Absolutely. There's also a flag raising today ceremony here in Halifax.
Yay! Okay, that's always fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So lots going on. The weather is pretty good for much of the region today. We are going to see some wet weather. Oh,
good job. You picked up some litter.
Oh, I thought he dropped something.
Maybe he drops. In any case, good morning to you both.
Do you think they're hanging? Oh, no.
He's picking up garbage.
You know what? It could be litter or maybe it's coins.
Oh, no. Wait. I'm invested now. So what's his buddy pointing at?
We need the audio.
We do need the audio.
Yeah. What are they going to do?
They're breadcrumbs. It's Hansel and Gretel. They're trying to find their way back.
Okay, they're going to sit down.
Forest.
This will determine if they're buddies or not. Is he going to sit with him? Oh, well, listen. Well,
I don't know. It's hard to say.
A little
The control room has lost interest in our
They're like
conversation.
moving on. All right. Well, it is 16 degrees to start your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. We are expecting periods of rain to move in with the risk of thunderstorms, so make sure to be prepared before heading out this morning. 15 to start your day in Halifax, 14 in Sydney, 15 in Charlottetown, 11 degrees in Fredericton, 9 in Labrador City. A rainfall warning currently issued for parts of Newfoundland as we are going to see rain across much of the province today, a bit heavier for parts of the province. And then into the afternoon, we do have a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms returning for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, and a low chance of some shower activity also moving into parts of Labrador. Pretty light wind for the maritime region to start your day, 17 kilometers per hour this morning in Canso, 15 in Edmonton with 13 in Moncton and Lunenburg. No wind gusts to report as of right now. We'll take another look at your weekend forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. And we begin in New Brunswick. A 46-year-old man has been handed a pair of life sentences for stabbing his own sons to death last year in their St. John home. The Crown says the murders come as an act of vengeance against Roman Commissioner's ex-wife. On January 29th, 2025, Commissioner stabbed his sons, aged 17 and 10 years old, to death in a North End apartment before attempting to take his own life. After a 2-week trial in June, a 12-member jury found Commissioner guilty on the 2 counts of first-degree murder. Just one victim impact statement was read aloud in court by former mayor and current lawyer Mel Norton.
They were joyful, deeply loved, and full of promise. They had their own personalities, friendships, dreams, and futures. My hope is that as this case moves beyond the courtroom, they will be remembered not for how they died, but for how they lived, and for the love they brought to everyone who knew them.
Commissioner was also given the chance to offer final thoughts in which he blamed his ex-wife before being cut off by Justice Daryl Stevenson. A second shooting at a Dartmouth tent encampment is raising new questions about public safety and whether government is doing enough to help the homeless find more safe and secure housing.
You hear gunshot, you lay low, don't show your face, because if you're a witness, you could be getting the next bullet.
Halifax police were called to the Green Road Park encampment in Dartmouth around 2:30 Wednesday afternoon. A 33-year-old man with gunshot wounds was taken to hospital with serious injuries. Police say the shooting doesn't appear to be random and no arrests have been made. Back in February, there was a shooting at the same encampment that also sent a man to hospital. One professor of social work says tent encampments are not safe spaces, adding government needs to provide better intervention supports.
I think we all know what the correct trajectory would be, right? And that is some form of supportive and or social housing that's affordable, that's safe, that's cared for. You know, they're being built, but it's taken much, much longer than anybody ever anticipated.
There are now just 2 municipally sanctioned tent encampments left in the Halifax area. People in Moncton are expressing outrage and disappointment after someone stole a bronze maple leaf from an RCMP monument.
Well, it's kind of stunning, really. It's, you know, it's such an act of disrespect, but I'm sure the person who took it didn't give that any consideration.
Well, I'm disgusted, really. You know, I'm an ex-member, and I attended the parade when these fellows passed away, so it's just heartbreaking somebody would do something like that.
Well, I'd have to say on behalf of, the National Police Federation and the 20 or so thousand RCMP members we represent, we're just absolutely saddened and appalled.
One of the 12 maple leaves that circled the monument was discovered missing on Wednesday. Constables Douglas Larche, Dave Ross, and Fabrice Javadin were shot and killed by a gunman in a northwest Moncton neighborhood on June 4th, 2014. The memorial honors their sacrifice. The RCMP says there's nothing new to report right now. They are asking anyone with information to come forward. New this morning, prices at the pumps have increased for a second time this week. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas increased by 4.4 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.81.4. Diesel increased by 9.3 cents. The minimum price $2.38.6. In PEI, gas increased by 3.4 cents. The minimum price $1.89.6. And diesel increased by 7.5 cents. The minimum price $2.43.7. In New Brunswick, gas increased by 1.5 cents. The maximum price $1.81.3. Meantime, diesel in New Brunswick went down by 0.7 of a cent. The only decrease on the board, the maximum price $2.38.9 a litre. Finally, Brussels has unveiled its 24th flower carpet at its historic Grand Place, and it looks really nice. Take a look. Wanted to say it looked very grand. Workers carefully laid out the flowers across the square as tourists stopped to take photos. I know, flowers. The carpet features a Japanese-inspired design based on the Great Wave. That's a very iconic piece that showcases 500,000 dahlias in 10 colors.
Oh my gosh.
The display, yeah, it's marking.
Where is this, Brussels?
This is in Brussels, and it marks 160 years of diplomatic ties between Belgium and Japan.
Gorgeous.
Holy moly, this is glorious.
Brussels. I can't believe that's flowers.
Nor can I. It's beautiful. But also just in general, the architecture of Brussels, that square, holy macaroni and cheese. I need to
Macaroni and cheese. It looks truly, you can see why they call it a
Mount
carpet.
Fuji. That's awesome.
Yeah, you can see why they call it a carpet too.
Are those beans? No. What are they?
It's like,
looks like
I think
mulch.
it's like wooden.
Looks like green mulch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do love the smell of mulch.
I was like wooden chips.
Wood chips, maybe wood chips.
Wood chips.
Yeah, painted wood chips.
Painted wood chips. Oh my gosh, that's, wow.
It's cool.
Sometimes you just don't know that you need to see something on a day, but that's what I needed to see today, Amanda.
You're welcome. You want to touch it. Like
it touches,
I know.
smell it, appreciate it. Wow, and fleeting, because it's all cut flowers and such.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, well, also fleeting, this contest, but you still have a chance to enter. Your Morning Atlantic and Clearwater are teaming up to celebrate 50 years of seafood. The 50 for 50 contest honors the 50 years of Clearwater. They started off as a little small lobster retailer back in 1976, and now they are one of North America's largest seafood companies. So if you'd like to win, simply use that QR code to enter the contest, or go to ctvatlantic.ca, click on the little link that says contest, and you could win. Good luck to you.
Scan away. All right. Still ahead, Latavia's latest details on the Friday forecast. Plus, I'll have a look at your national news headlines. We'll look at the latest on possible talks on a deal regarding Churchill Falls, a new deal. Till then, we're going to take a live look at Edmundston in northern New Brunswick. What a beautiful landscape there this morning. Sunshine as well. Forecast next.
A gorgeous sunny start to your day over in Martok. Welcome back. The time now is 7:12. Sunshine will remain throughout the day today, but we do have a low chance of showers moving in, a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Homes, standby generators. 15 degrees to start your day in Halifax, 14 in Yarmouth, 12 degrees in Fredericton, 16 in Charlottetown, 9 degrees in Labrador City, and 17 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a rainfall warning currently issued for parts of Newfoundland throughout the day today. Could see precipitation totals ranging from 40 to 60 millimeters. So over to our forecast timeline. Sunshine for much of the Maritimes to start your day. We will be seeing precipitation track in for parts of Atlantic Canada, though. Periods of rain for much of Newfoundland into the afternoon. A chance of showers will move into parts of Labrador. Quite low and spotty in its activity, though. Same thing for the Maritime region. Lighter to start, a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms. Those Precipitation totals will continue to pick up for Cape Breton Island, parts of eastern Nova Scotia as it's heaviest for the Maritime region. And then into tonight, we start to see precipitation clear out. We'll be taking us into early Saturday morning. We will be seeing sunshine into the weekend forecast. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, only seeing around 2 to 10 millimeters for New Brunswick, 10 to 20 for Charlottetown, also into parts of eastern Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island, only 2 to 5 millimeters for Happy Valley Goose Bay. And for Newfoundland, the heaviest being around 20 to 30 millimeters for Corner Brook. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs below seasonal to seasonal today, ranging from 21 degrees in Moncton up to 26. Lots of sunshine to start your day. A chance of showers moves into the afternoon with the risk of thunderstorms. For Prince Edward Island, pretty much the same. We're looking at sunshine starting off your day. A chance of showers will move into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 18 to 20 degrees, being the warmest into Tignish. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, some steadier showers throughout your day today with the risk of thunderstorms, so be prepared when you're heading out early this morning. We'll continue into the afternoon. Daytime highs will range from 17 degrees in Cheticamp up to 22. Wind gusts getting up to 40. Now, for the rest of Nova Scotia, sunshine for the Tri-County area throughout your day today. Mainland Nova Scotia starting off the day with sunshine, then increasing cloudiness, a chance of some scattered showers, the risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 21 degrees in Yarmouth up to 25 in Halifax. For Labrador City, 19 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. We do have shower activity expected into the afternoon. 17 for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of rain and a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to meteorologist Caitlin Mitchell.
This is the Campfire Conditions Report brought to you by Pine Acres RV, where customers become friends. In New Brunswick, you are allowed to have a campfire, except if you are in Queens and Kent counties, those two counties, you're allowed to have a campfire, but only between the hours of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. For the province of Nova Scotia, campfires are allowed for most of the province between 7 p.m. and 8 a.m. There is one exception. In Shelburne County, campfires are currently allowed between 2 p.m. and 8 a.m. And for Prince Edward Island, campfires are allowed, but for Prince and Queens counties, domestic brush burning is limited to the hours of 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. In Kings County, domestic brush burning is allowed between 2 p.m. and 8 a.m. The next update to those provincial restrictions will be at 2 p.m. on August 14th.
Thanks, Kaylin. Time is 7:16. There are new details on the hydroelectric deal set to be announced next week between Quebec and Newfoundland and Labrador. CTV's Garrett Berry has more on what it could mean for consumers.
Labrador City Mayor Jordan Brown says his town desperately needs new energy.
In the wintertime, our lines are maxed out.
To power new houses, commercial centers, to keep residents and big mining business happy.
So this means that it's a lost opportunity for me because now they want workers, but I can't keep them here.
That energy could start to flow if a revised deal between Quebec and Newfoundland and Labrador finally comes to fruition. Prime Minister Mark Carney intervened in negotiations to help push a revised deal towards the finish line. And to sweeten the pot, Ottawa is set to help Newfoundland and Labrador pay for transmission lines inside that province.
Sources tell CTV News that this new arrangement is very similar to the one signed in 2024, but it will see Newfoundland and Labrador produce and hold more power domestically, likely to be sent to Labrador, where that power is sorely needed.
So I graduated from engineering back in April 2025, a class of about 55 people. 7 of my classmates have jobs in Newfoundland and Labrador.
The promise of this mega agreement, construction jobs in the new industries powered by this new electricity, and revenue for the provincial purse.
This is a chance for Newfoundland and Labrador to turn the page on a good 70-odd years of having the short stick.
It's set to be a rewrite of the dreaded 1969 contract, which sold power to Hydro-Quebec for pennies.
Lots of experts have kind of looked at Churchill Falls as, one of the most significant untapped sustainable power sources in North America.
But this renegotiation has been contentious in both provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador Premier Tony Wakeham promised during last year's election campaign that he'd hold a referendum before agreeing to any final deal. It's not clear now whether that promise will stick. Garrett Berry, CTV News, St. John's.
Thank you, Garrett. When we return, we're heading to eastern New Brunswick to get ahead of celebrations for National Acadian Day. Epée de la Seguin will join us in just a few moments, and we hope you'll stick around. We'll be right back.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back at 7:22. Now, tomorrow is National Acadian Day, a day that celebrates Acadian culture and heritage. In southeastern New Brunswick, Acadian traditions thrive day and night at Le Pays de la Seguin, the Acadian tourism attraction in Bouctouche. It features performances, food, and an enchanted night walk. Here to tell us more is Monique Poirier, the executive and artistic director at Le Pays de la Seguin. Good morning, Monique.
Good morning.
So for those who've never been, how would you describe Le Pays de la Seguin?
I think it's the most difficult question I have because we do so many things, but it's a tourist attraction that was inaugurated in 1992 in southeastern New Brunswick, so in Bouctouche. And what we do is a daily celebration of Acadian culture. We inspire ourselves from the works of internationally renowned author Antonine Maillet, who was born and raised in Bouctouche. But 35 years later, what we do essentially is celebrate Acadian culture, Acadian joie de vivre. We do live performances, dinner theaters, music, storytelling, anything around food, nighttime entertainment. And since 2023, we now have a Moment Factory production in our forest, an enchanted night walk called Acadie Lumina. We operate from April until Christmas. And right now we are in prime time, summer season, and obviously with the Acadian celebration coming up this Saturday. Well, it's like Christmas for Acadians, so it's a really, really fun time to be in Bouctouche.
For sure. Well, it sounds like if you can't get there for the big celebrations tomorrow, you can celebrate Acadian culture any day. What's going on very special for tomorrow?
So it's a big, big day. Everywhere in Acadie, tomorrow is huge. At Le Pays de la Seguin, it's free admission the whole day. So as of 10 a.m., we have a full day of programming. All of our artists are on board. We have to say that the Pays de la Seguin has about 30 professional artists, actors, musicians. So they are all on stage, on site tomorrow. Lots of stuff going on. At 1:45 p.m., there is a big main stage show on the island because part of our site is on a small island that you can access via a floating bridge. And then at around 3:30, Le Tintamarre, which is a really important Acadian tradition on August 15th. Anywhere where Acadians are, a Tintamarre is a parade where you essentially make noise to tell the world that you're there, make yourself be heard. So people bang on pots and pans, musical instruments, they sing. It's a joyful, joyful parade. So in Bouctouche, we usually have about 2,000 people who leave from the Bouctouche market downtown and they walk on just to Le Pays de la Seguin. They access the island. So there's already a lot of people on the site, and then the Tintamarre arrives, and then we have all of our performers who do a big frolic. So a frolic is a musical celebration, dance celebration, a lot of joy, and everybody's coming together. So a big celebration till about 5:30 p.m. And then we move at 7 p.m. for a 19 years and older plus party on our super deck. We have an amazing terrace at Le Pays de la Seguin. It's the most beautiful spot east of Montreal, for sure, where we have live entertainment with Frank Williams, Daniel Légère, Ert Leblanc, Réal Leblanc, and we also have the Acadie Lumina experience running also. So yeah,
Monique,
a lot going on.
Congratulations to you and your team for pulling off such an incredible experience. That sounds amazing. We put the link to Le Pays de la Seguin on our website so people can check it out. But I'm going to come. I can't make it tomorrow because unfortunately I already have plans to go to Cape Breton. But this fall, I will be there. So thank you so much.
I would be more than happy to welcome you.
Okay, wonderful. All right, Latavia, what's our 3-day forecast looking for Kanzu?
Looking quite impressive, Crystal. So for New Brunswick today, 24 degrees, mainly sunny start to your day. We do have a chance of showers or risk of thunderstorms. Saturday, 24 with mainly sunny skies across the province. Sunshine remains in the forecast to end off the weekend with a high of 25. For Nova Scotia, 25 degrees today. Lots of sunshine across the province, holding on to sunshine for the Tri-County area, although other parts of the province will be seeing a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms. 25 degrees on Saturday, mainly sunny skies, and sunshine remains on Sunday with a high yet again of 25. Prince Edward Island, 20 degrees today, a mix of sun and cloud. We do have scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Sunshine on Saturday with a high of 22, 23 on Sunday.
Coming up in this half hour, serious question. What happens if you're hurt due to negligence of someone else? Our partners at Mike Murphy Law join us to discuss one of your questions. We'll hear from the expert in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning to you. Come on in. It is 7:31. We've got half the show still to go. Lots of great content to get to today. Also, it's halfway through August pretty much. August has kind of like an extra weekend almost, but I think it's really important. This is your reminder, everybody out there. If you're in a position to make some plans and do some things this summer, let's get cracking. What's holding you back? You got to book those things. And to inspire you, Amanda's going to tell us about her whale watching trip she's got coming up in the future.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we were talking about this morning, and I was thinking, oh, yeah, it's like the last weekend of August. And I was thinking, oh, wait, that's really not that far away.
No, not at all.
I know. Finally, it's been on the list to go to Briar Island to do their whale watching tour. So we're going to do that later this
Later this month. Incredible.
Later
this summer.
Yeah. Tried to do last year. We missed it because you got a book. I'm like, no.
I know, that's the thing. You can't. It's not something that you can really do last minute because it books up fast, especially during obviously the season, right?
And they're celebrating 40 years, which is
that's exciting. Well, and this time, like late August into September is the best time to whale watch. So when you get those plans solidified, you're going to see whales.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to go check out those beautiful night walks at La Paix. La Seguin looks fantastic. Is this inspiring you to maybe make some weekend plans? Anywhere you'd like to go?
As long as I'm by the water, I'm happy.
Yeah, you love the beach.
I've been kind of like lazy this summer. My boys are grumpy. Well, they're terrible too, right? So it's kind of hard to plan things.
I'll tell you something that my friends at Cape Breton, close your ears. My daughter went to Shediac last week. She said that the beach off Shediac was even warmer than PEI and Cape Breton.
Ooh.
So just saying.
Jot it down. Yeah, it's going to be nice weather this weekend to get out and explore if you're able to do so. Here's a live look at Halifax. A bit cloudy to start your day. We are going to see sunshine a little bit later on this morning as cloud coverage begins to break down. 15 degrees to start your day, but we do have a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms returning into the afternoon. So also be prepared for that when you're heading out early this morning. 14 degrees to start your day in Sydney, 16 in Charlottetown, 12 degrees in Fredericton, 9 degrees in Labrador City, 17 in St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to the rainfall warning currently issued across parts of Newfoundland today. And we do have wet weather tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada. Rain and a risk of thunderstorms for parts of Newfoundland. Labrador looking at a chance of showers moving in this afternoon and also seeing a chance of showers return for parts of all three maritime provinces. In terms of our wind forecast, remaining quite light early to start. 15 kilometers per hour right now in North Cape as well as into Edmonton and Moncton. 13 kilometers per hour in Sydney. No wind gusts. Oh, actually, I lied. One wind gust as of right now, 33 kilometers per hour in Sydney. We'll take another look at your weekend forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. And we begin with sad news from the sports world. New Brunswick-born Peter Marr, who spent 33 years as the voice of the Calgary Flames, has died at the age of 79.
Game in the win column, and in the future, have many, many occasions to yell and celebrate big victories with, yeah, baby!
That was 12 years ago when the Flames honored the longtime radio broadcaster in a pregame ceremony. The Flames confirmed Marr's death in a release Thursday, saying that they remember the radio broadcaster for his unmistakable voice and his catchphrases like, yeah, baby, and you can put it in the win column. Originally from Campbellton, New Brunswick, Marr spent 33 years as the Flames play-by-play radio announcer. He was inducted into the New Brunswick Sports Hall of Fame in 1996 and was named to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2006. RCMP in Nova Scotia say human remains have been found in the woods near Debert. Police say they were called to the scene on July 22nd and determined the remains are those of a man. They are working with the medical examiner's service to confirm his identity and determine the circumstances of his death. Police say they believe criminality is involved, but do not think there's a risk to the public. In New Brunswick, a 46-year-old man has been handed a pair of life sentences for stabbing his own sons to death last year in their St. John home. The Crown says the murders come as an act of vengeance against Roman Commissione's ex-wife. On January 29, 2025, Commissione stabbed his sons, aged 17 and 10 years old, to death in a North End apartment before attempting to take his own life. After a 2-week trial in June, a 12-member jury found Commissione guilty on the 2 counts of first-degree murder. Just one victim impact statement was read aloud in court by former mayor and current lawyer Mel Norton.
They were joyful, deeply loved, and full of promise. They had their own personalities, friendships, dreams, and futures. My hope is that as this case moves beyond the courtroom, they will be remembered not for how they died, but for how they lived, and for the love they brought to everyone who knew them.
Commissione was also given the chance to offer final thoughts in which he blamed his ex-wife before being cut off by Justice Daryl Stevenson. An update now on that fire retardant spill in northern New Brunswick. According to the province, the spill has been found to be non-hazardous to humans or the environment. The spill happened Wednesday on Route 11 between Charlot and Jaquette River. The solution, which is used to slow or stop the spread of fire, contains ammonium polyphosphate, a fertilizer type phosphate salt. The province says about 50 to 100 liters was spilled along several kilometers of the highway and has since dried. Prices at the pumps increased for a second time this week. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas increased overnight by 4.4 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.81.4. Diesel increased by nearly 10 cents a litre. The minimum price $2.38.6 in the Halifax area. In PEI, gas increased by 3.4 cents. The minimum price $1.89.6. And diesel increased by 7.5 cents. The minimum price $2.43.7 a litre. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 1.5 cents. The maximum price $1.81.3. Meantime, diesel in New Brunswick, it actually went down by 0.7 of a cent. The only decrease on the board, the maximum price, $2.38.9 a litre. Finally, the Crave original series Heated Rivalry is continuing to build out its season 2 cast with some new additions.
I was going to ask you, Hollander, will you come to my cottage this summer? Don't go to Russia.
Going to the cottage. The hit show announced 5 new cast members Thursday. They include Emily Hampshire. You'll remember her from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
And Priyanka, who has been on this show before. You can see her on the right from the reality series Drag Brunch Saved My Life. The 2nd season is currently filming and set to premiere in the spring.
Well, I finally did watch Heated Rivalry, and I have to say I truly did love it.
Right? It's so good.
I'm going to the cottage, or I'm coming to the cottage.
Yeah.
Take new meaning if you watch that show.
Absolutely. Boy, and it's put, of course, the series by Nova Scotia author Rachel Reed.
Yeah.
That has just exploded in global popularity as well, along with the show. I would be so curious, like I would love to be a fly on the wall when they were doing the casting for season 2, because I feel like there wasn't a lot of chatter before season 1 came out.
Yeah.
Became a huge hit. Now season 2, I mean, there's got to be so many people who want to just get in on it.
Well, 100%.
Can't wait. I wanted to share this. This is some local content. If you're looking for a fun experience this weekend, head to the Halifax waterfront for your chance to sip and discover. Our friends in radio got the chance to cool off at the 18th annual Halifax Seaport Beer and Fizz Fest last night. They shot this video for us. The event runs through Saturday, and tickets get you into the event where you'll be handed a souvenir sample mug or a VIP glass, depending on which passport you purchase. But then you get to taste over 400 beer, ciders, and pre-mixed cocktails and non-alcoholic options from around the world. There's a DJ. It's super fun. You can get your tickets at the Seaport Beer and Fizz Fest website online, but it's really, really fun.
busy.
Your mug.
You get to keep the little mug, and there's a DJ. You can dance if you want to. I did. And if you can sip, and then they have like a little spittoon, so you can sip and taste. You don't have to drink the whole thing, so they can really control your consumption if you want.
Awesome, yeah.
Wow, and busy there too.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I learned a lot about like a lot of new drinks and stuff too. Like it's educational.
So cool.
Fun.
Maybe you're thinking, okay, I got some guests coming over. What drinks am I going to serve them this weekend?
Yes.
Maybe that's how you go above and beyond. We want to bring you in on the Move Morning Chat if you missed it. We really want to hear from you on this. How do you like to go the extra mile when hosting guests? Send us a text at 10400. I clean the garbage bins because I'm just way too self-conscious about that. Crystal, what do you do? What's the extra mile you go when you
we have guests all the time. I've got it down to a science. I always make sure everything's super clean, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I do check the baseboards.
You do
Oh
check
yeah,
the
like I'm a thorough
baseboards,
cleaner.
yes.
But the thing that I love is our house in Cape Breton. If you come to visit us, it's really big. It's very rustic. Like it's not fancy. It sounds fancy when I just say this, but it's not. There are 7 or 8 bedrooms upstairs, if you count the one in the storage room. So there's so many guest rooms. We let the visitors pick which one they want to stay in.
That's awesome.
Which is really fun.
Ooh,
yeah.
that's fun.
Different themes, kind of. Not as fun of a theme as Sarah, though. I know she is like her 90s girl.
Oh yeah, Sarah Betts.
2000s girl bedroom, but no.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So you can come check it out, yeah.
Send us a text. We would love to hear from you. Okay, we're going to have a break here. Coming up, the Legal Insider. Our partners at Mike Murphy Law will join us to discuss one of your questions. It's a big one. Please stay with us. We'll be right back at 7:41 on your Friday morning.
Beautiful sunny start to the day in Brookville. Happy Friday. The time now is 7:44. 13 degrees to start your day. We are going to see a chance of some scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms move in this afternoon. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Temperatures slowly beginning to rise, but a cooler start to the day across the region. 15 degrees early this morning in Halifax, 16 in Charlottetown, 13 degrees in Moncton with 9 in Labrador City, 14 degrees over in Gander. We do have a rainfall warning currently issued for parts of Newfoundland throughout the day today. Looking at rainfall between 40 to 60 millimeters is expected. Over to our forecast timeline. So sunshine for much of the Maritimes early on. We do have periods of rain across much of Newfoundland, a risk of thunderstorms as well. And then into the afternoon, a chance of showers will move in for parts of Labrador, a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms moving in as well for parts of the Maritime region. Some steadier showers expected for Cape Breton Island throughout the day today. Then into tonight, we will start to see that chance of showers clear out into late tonight, early Saturday morning, as we do have sunshine returning for all 3 maritime provinces in our forecast, as well as a bit of a warm-up. So if you're wondering about precipitation totals, only seeing around 5 to 10 millimeters in Moncton, 10 to 20 for Charlottetown, as well as into parts of eastern Nova Scotia along Cape Breton Island, and then 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation expected for Happy Valley Goose Bay. For Newfoundland, heaviest being 20 to 30 for Corner Brook. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from seasonal to below seasonal, ranging from 21 degrees in Moncton up to 26 in Grand Manan. Lots of sunshine across the province to start your day. A chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms moves in into the afternoon. Prince Edward Island starting off the day with a mix of sun and cloud, looking at a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon as well. Daytime highs cooler, ranging from 18 to 20 degrees, being the warmest into Tignish. Now for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, steady shower activity with a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day today. Highs will range from 17 degrees in Cheticamp up to 22 in Canso and Sheet Harbour. Wind gusts getting up to 40. For the rest of Nova Scotia, we are going to see sunshine today to start your day, keeping the sunshine in mind throughout the day today for the Tri-County area. For mainland Nova Scotia, we are going to see a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms move in into the late afternoon. Highs between 21 degrees in Yarmouth up to 25 in Halifax. For Labrador City, starting off the day with a mix of sun and cloud as well. Shower activity moving in into the afternoon with a high of 19. 17 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of rain with a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day. So for Saturday's forecast, we are holding on to sunshine for all 3 maritime provinces. Temperatures will warm up just a bit, seasonal to above seasonal for much of them. Newfoundland, Labrador holding on to precipitation. For Sunday's forecast, much of the same. We are going to see sunshine return as well. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to the Legal Insiders. Time now for our Legal Insider segment with our partners at Mike Murphy Law. The firm handles injury and insurance law as well as criminal matters. Today we are joined by Michael Byrne from Mike Murphy Law Group. Welcome, Michael.
Thanks, Latavia.
So today we are answering a question from a viewer who asks, what happens if you are hurt due to negligence or because of someone else and they do not have insurance?
So I'll stick mainly to motor vehicle accidents because that's primarily where you see this. And you're going to have three avenues, and a lot of people aren't aware of them. So you've got Section D under your own policy. You've got your family protection endorsement if you've added that to your policy. And then there's what's called the facility fund or the uninsured automobile fund.
Okay, and if it's a car accident, let's say, what are the first steps a person should be taking?
So the first thing you're going to do after a car accident in any situation is notify your insurer, assuming that you have insurance, as we're all supposed to have on our motor vehicles. Notify your insurer, let them know what happened. They'll have some forms for you to fill out. And then if you have been injured, you're going to need to likely reach out to some legal counsel and have them look at the case. And if it is discovered that the other person was at fault and they do not have any insurance, then you need to look at some of your uninsured options.
And are there any instances that this could happen? For example, maybe an assault? Walk us through the steps you take on that.
It can. Assaults are a little bit different, whereas under motor vehicle accidents, you do have those coverages and you need to ask your insurance company about them or your lawyer. When it comes to an assault, it's not that common that an assault is covered by insurance. The only instance where it is where essentially the harm was not intended by that person and they have an insurance policy that might cover them for that harm caused. For example, if you were roughhousing at a house party and you did end up injuring somebody, your home insurance would likely cover you for that, but it has to be a non-intentional act to cause the harm.
Okay, good to know. So what is the most important thing people should know when it comes to injuries due to other people's negligence?
The most important thing that I personally believe people should know is as soon as you can, contact your insurance company, and immediately after that, contact a lawyer that specializes in these things. Most firms like ours will do these consultations free of charge, and we'll be able to let you know if you do have some avenues that you should pursue, and we'll be able to help you navigate those avenues because the world of insurance can be a little bit complex to someone that doesn't deal with it on a daily basis.
Absolutely. So I was just going to ask you if someone needed additional information on how to proceed, they can contact you at Mike Murphy Law Group?
Absolutely. We offer completely free consultations on any sort of personal injury accident, and we are happy to take a look at any case and let that person know if they may need some legal counsel, and if so, what we can do for them.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Michael, for your time.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely a pleasure. Now, we want to remind you that the information provided in this segment is of a general nature and does not constitute professional legal advice. Please contact a lawyer before making any legal decisions.
This edition of Legal Insiders, brought to you by the Mike Murphy Law Group.
Health and medical news now. A researcher from Dalhousie University in Halifax is working with teams across the country to study how cannabis affects the brain in people of various ages. One of the topics in Your Health. The Canadian Cannabis and Brain Health Consortium aims to establish scientific evidence about both potential benefits and harms of cannabis. That includes its effects on epilepsy, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, sleep, mental health, and brain development in youth and during pregnancy. 10 research teams will also recruit over 3,000 people of all ages and collect data about brain function, mental health, and substance use. Ottawa is spending $24 million on the consortium. The World Health Organization says the current Ebola outbreak that has killed over 2,000 people in eastern Congo is the fastest growing one yet. In an update, the agency says it's on track to surpass the deadliest outbreak in history, which erupted over a decade ago and killed over 11,000 people.
It's already the second biggest Ebola epidemic on record, and it's moving faster than any previous Ebola outbreak.
The head of the WHO told reporters the outbreak horrified the world and jolted efforts to develop a vaccine. Finally, new data is highlighting how e-scooters and e-bikes can be dangerous for children. The Canadian Pediatric Surveillance Program says 10 kids, including 6 from Ontario, died from using these e-scooters and e-bikes in 2025. 12 more were admitted to intensive care units, and 26 were treated in hospital for more than 2 days. The data released in an annual report says there's a need for better policy coordination and public education to clearly communicate the laws on e-bikes and scooters, which vary by municipality.
And now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 50th anniversary for Felix and Alma Bobineau of St. John.
Happy anniversary, you two. Look at that. Selfies of love. We love this.
Happy anniversary.
It's a 50th anniversary for Anne and Ted Andrews of Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. And happy anniversary, you two. 50 years is a lot to celebrate.
Incredible and beautiful photo as well. It's a 50th anniversary for Phil and Heather Godfrey of Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia.
What a great photo. Oh my gosh, Heather, your veil. It's everything.
Gorgeous.
And Phil, your tux.
I know.
I love it.
Happy anniversary.
It's the 50th anniversary for Judy and Al Ontario of Halifax. Another then shot with a great tux and a beautiful gown.
Love the flowers.
I love it too, yeah.
It's a 50th anniversary for Judy and Danny Brown of Killarney Road, New Brunswick.
Oh my gosh, the shot in the car, iconic.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful. The Browns looking absolutely beautiful on their wedding day 50 years ago.
It's a 50th anniversary for Cynthia and Alan Morrison of Janeville, New Brunswick.
Happy anniversary, you two. Wow, what a beautiful photo.
Gorgeous. And it's a 61st anniversary for Earl and Eileen Moore of Sussex, New Brunswick.
Oh, what a fantastic shot. 61 years. Man, time flies.
I know. Love the crown.
Fantastic. To see your milestone again or find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder that milestones must be received at least 2 weeks in advance.
All right, well, summer camp is a fun tradition for many maritime kids. Some go to sleepaway camp in the woods, while others try to stay sharp with sports camps.
But as CTV's Derek Haggett shows us, things are a bit different at a new camp in Hillsborough, New Brunswick.
There were some very happy campers at the arena in Hillsborough today. 9 girls ages 14 to 18 are halfway through their full week at the Maritime Ignite Fire Academy and are learning the same skills firefighters do.
I was expecting that would be pretty hard work because firefighting is always hands-on, so I was expecting a lot of hard work, and yeah, I got what I expected.
I've always really wanted to be a firefighter for like a long time now, and when I found out that they were doing this camp, I was really interested, and I'm also planning on volunteering at a firehouse close to my home.
The camp director has been a firefighter for 17 years. She's wanted to hold a camp like this ever since she started at age 18.
Not only is recruitment down around the province, but it's also, there's not a lot of females in the service right now.
Make no mistake, it's not a day at the beach. Camp starts at 7 a.m. and runs until 5 p.m. each day. The girls wear full gear for most of the sessions in 30-degree temperatures.
You're in a suit all the time, and it's like super hot, and you're like dying from heat, and you gotta lift really heavy things.
It's not your typical summer camp for kids.
It's a lot of motivational skills. It's a lot of teamwork. It's a lot of, adapting, because in the fire service, that's what you do. You adapt all the time.
Camp will wrap up on Saturday for the girls with a recognition ceremony and a certificate saying they've completed the program. And then on Sunday, it starts all over again, but this time for the boys. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Hillsborough, New Brunswick.
It's Friday, August 14th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, a St. John man who murdered his 2 sons has been handed a pair of life sentences. Details ahead in your news headlines.
And the Feel Good phone. We get all the details on the Kids Help Phone campaign to support youth mental health in Canada at the Halifax Shopping Centre. That's coming up this half hour on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning. morning. We're so happy you could join us. It's 8:01 on your Friday morning. I stayed out late last night with my son. We went to the Bravo Festival. If you'll remember, they were on, the artistic directors behind it were on our show last week. Super cool. Runs for 4 days. This is the first year for it. It is a theater festival for young people, for kids,
I love
for
it.
youth, for families, a festival dedicated to them.
That's awesome.
It's at the Bellarose Arts Center, which is inside Halifax West High School in the Halifax area. And we saw Michael Harrison, who's a ventriloquist, and he was so funny and so good. He was on America's Got Talent.
Oh, wow.
Probably, I want to say over 10 years ago.
Can I see this?
Yeah. Oh,
Little
absolutely.
program?
And you can do, that's a program, and you can do some coloring on there too. There's lots of activities.
Oh, I love that. Kid friendly.
Yeah, kid friendly.
Well thought out.
Well thought out.
I wasn't here because I was on vacation last week. Is this the first year for this initiative?
Very first year.
Oh my gosh.
And I will say, even the intermission was designed for kids. They had juice boxes for the kids. They had coloring opportunities of the acts. They had this big wall where they could draw and say thank you. It was so well done. So go to the Bravo Festival if you're in the Halifax. You got
Great
kids,
idea.
family. They've got some free
Great idea.
shows too.
Yeah, you can find the information online. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, Amanda was saying there's like little ones for like, well, productions for little ones.
wee
as well.
ones?
Yeah.
They call them no shush shows.
No shush
So
shows.
cute.
That's
So-
genius. Great job, Bravo organizers. I can't wait for next year's competition, next year's festival as well. But yeah, still going on this weekend.
Yes,
Great.
yes.
Okay. Weather-wise, what are we looking at for this weekend?
This weekend's looking quite nice. It's going to be lots of sunshine into the weekend forecast for all 3 maritime provinces. For today, though, into Walton, we have a bit of sunshine early on, a bit of cloud coverage as well. We are expecting a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms to move in, though, into the afternoon. Something to think about when you're heading out early on. 15 degrees to start your day in Halifax, 16 in Charlottetown, with 12 degrees in Fredericton, 9 over in Cartwright, 14 in Gander. A rainfall warning has been issued for parts of Newfoundland for today. We are going to see precipitation across Newfoundland today, periods of rain, a risk of thunderstorms. A chance of showers will move into parts of Labrador this afternoon. And for the maritime region, for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, looking at a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms. For our wind forecast, starting off quite light. As of right now, 15 kilometers per hour in North Cape and Moncton, 17 in Edmundston, 13 into Sydney, and 1 wind gust at this time getting up to 33 kilometers per hour in Sydney. We'll take a look at your weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. And we begin with sad news from the sports world. New Brunswick-born Peter Marr, who spent 33 years as the voice of the Calgary Flames, has died at the age of 79.
Game in the win column, and in the future have many, many occasions to yell and celebrate big victories with, yeah, baby!
That was 12 years ago when the Flames honored the longtime radio broadcaster in a pregame ceremony. The Flames confirmed Marr's death in a release Thursday, saying that he'll be remembered for his unmistakable voice and his catchphrases like, yeah, baby, and you can put it in the win column. Originally from Campbellton, New Brunswick, Marr spent 33 years as the Flames play-by-play radio announcer. He was inducted into the New Brunswick Sports Hall of Fame in 1996. It was named to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2006. Prices at the pumps have increased for a second time this week. Here's a look at the numbers, starting with Nova Scotia Zone 1. Gas increased by 4.4 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.81.4. Diesel increased by nearly 10 cents a litre. The minimum price $2.38.6. In PEI, gas increased by 3.4 cents a litre. The minimum price $1.89.6. And diesel increased by 7.5 cents. The minimum price $2.43.7. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 1.5 cents. The maximum price $1.81.3. Meantime, diesel in New Brunswick went down by 0.7 cents. The only decrease on the board, the maximum price $2.38.9. A 46-year-old man has been handed a pair of life sentences for stabbing his own sons to death last year in their St. John home. The Crown says the murders come as an act of vengeance against Roman Commissione's ex-wife. On January 29th, 2025, Commissione stabbed his sons, aged 17 and 10 years old, to death in a North End apartment before attempting to take his own life. After a 2-week trial in June, a 12-member jury found Commissione guilty on the 2 counts of first-degree murder. Just one victim impact statement was read aloud in court by former mayor and current lawyer Mel Norton.
They were joyful, deeply loved and full of promise. They had their own personalities, friendships, dreams, and futures. My hope is that as this case moves beyond the courtroom, they will be remembered not for how they died, but for how they lived, and for the love they brought to everyone who knew them.
Commissioner was also given the chance to offer final thoughts in which he blamed his ex-wife before being cut off by Justice Daryl Stevenson. A second shooting at a Dartmouth tent encampment is raising new questions about public safety and whether government is doing enough to help the homeless find more safe and secure housing.
You hear a gunshot, you lay low, don't show your face.
Yeah.
Because if you're a witness, you could be getting the next bullet.
Halifax police were called to the Green Road Park encampment in Dartmouth around 2:30 Wednesday afternoon. A 33-year-old man with gunshot wounds was taken to hospital with serious injuries. Police say the shooting does not appear to be random. No arrests have been made. Back in February, there was a shooting at the same encampment that also sent a man to hospital. One professor of social work says tent encampments are not safe spaces, adding government needs to provide better intervention supports.
I think we all know what the correct trajectory would be, right? And that is some form of supportive and or social housing that's affordable, that's safe, that's cared for. You know, they're being built, but it's taken much, much longer than anybody ever anticipated.
There are now just 2 municipally sanctioned tent encampments left in the Halifax area. Finally, if you love pink, this could be for you. A pop-up Barbie-themed cafe has just opened up in one Canadian city. You also gotta love it that they add some Hilary Duff songs too. The Malibu Barbie Cafe. It's in Toronto and it's gonna be open until November 1st. So if you happen to be visiting that city, you could visit this location. In addition to the cafe, there's also a roller rink. Guests can make a $1 donation too to use the rink, with the proceeds going to the charity Girls Inc. Yes.
That's awesome. I love Malibu Barbie.
Who doesn't?
My sister had her. I didn't. She sometimes would let me play with it.
Oh, because it was that.
Yeah.
Man, right?
Like, what a vibe.
Like, oh, yeah. Barbie. Looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, my gosh. I love it.
Hopefully, like, I would love it to close and then come here.
I know. That would be awesome.
Pop up. You totally could.
Yeah.
Put it
Come on, Barbies.
Come on, Barbie.
Come on
yeah,
over.
let's
Come
go
on,
party.
Barbie. Let's go party.
In our parking lot. We'd love that. Okay. Chance to win some lobster. Let's get people that, okay?
Yes.
It's time for you to enter this contest, the 50 for 50, Your Morning Atlantic and Clearwater teaming up to celebrate 50 years of seafood. Now, they were founded back in 1976, very small lobster retailer back then, but now Clearwater has grown into one of North America's largest seafood companies. So in honor of their 50th, we got this contest. You can enter by using that QR code or going to ctvatlantic.ca. Good luck to you. Imagine what you could do with 50 pounds of lobster.
Whatever
Cook it,
you want.
share it, freeze it, eat it. Lobster rolls.
It's all up to you. Just scan that QR code.
Lobster
Yum.
pasta with a nice like sauce.
Oh, I love a lobster pasta.
Okay, we're gonna lick our lips. When we return, I'll have your latest national news headlines. We'll have the latest look at the talks in Washington, U.S.-Canada trade talks. They are ongoing. And Latavia has the Friday forecast and a look ahead into the weekend as well. We're gonna take a quick break. 8:09 is the time. We'll be right back.
Happy Friday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 8:12. We're taking a live look at Halifax. 15 degrees to start your day. A bit of a cloudier start to the day. We're expecting sunshine, though, before a chance of showers. A risk of thunderstorms returns late this afternoon. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. 17 degrees now in both Sydney and Charlottetown. 15 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton, 11 in Labrador City, and 17 in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland throughout the day today, expecting rainfall between 40 to 60 millimeters. So starting off the day with precipitation across much of Newfoundland, periods of rain, a risk of thunderstorms. We do have a chance of showers that will make its way into parts of Labrador, around a 40% chance of it happening. And then into the Maritime region, we do have a chance of showers for parts of all 3 Maritime provinces, a risk of thunderstorms, some steadier shower activity expected for Cape Breton Island throughout the day today. And then into tonight, a chance of showers will remain, a risk of thunderstorms before clearing before early Saturday morning. We will be seeing sunshine, a ridge of high pressure will move in, sunshine for Saturday and Sunday, and temperatures will warm up, seasonal for much of our daytime highs. If you are wondering about precipitation totals, only seeing around 5 to 10 millimeters for Moncton, 10 to 20 for Charlottetown, into eastern Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island, also seeing 10 to 20 millimeters. And then for Happy Valley Goose Bay, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation, heaviest for Newfoundland being 20 to 30 millimeters into Corner Brook. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will be below seasonal to seasonal for much of them, ranging from 22 to 26 degrees, being the warmest into Grand Manan. Mainly sunny skies will start off your day. A chance of showers, risk of thunderstorms will move in into the afternoon. For Prince Edward Island, pretty much the same, a mix of sun and cloud to start. We are going to see a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Highs will range from 18 degrees in Surrey up to 20 into Tignish. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, steady shower activity throughout your day today with a risk of thunderstorms. Highs between 18 degrees in Cheticamp up to 22 in Canso, as well as into Sheet Harbour. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, we are expecting sunshine throughout your day today for the Tri-County area. For mainland Nova Scotia, looking at a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 21 degrees in Yarmouth up to 24 in Halifax, as well as into Shelburne. For 19 degrees in Labrador City, we are expecting a mix of sun and cloud to start your day. Chance of showers, and it moves into the afternoon. 17 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of rain with the risk of thunderstorms throughout your day. So Saturday's forecast for the Maritime region, beautiful sunny weekend ahead. We are going to see seasonal to above seasonal daytime highs, and we hold on to sunshine into Sunday's forecast as well. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Today, Canada-U.S. Trade Minister and Beauséjour MP Dominic LeBlanc and Chief Negotiator Janice Charette will brief provincial and territorial leaders on the status of trade talks. Yesterday, discussions between LeBlanc and his U.S. counterpart went longer than scheduled. CTV's Mike Lecouture is in Washington with the latest.
With Canadian media, I want to know how the talks are going with Canada. How are the trade talks going with Canada, sir?
He's good progress with the talks.
Is there anything you're able to tell us about how it's going?
Just another day at USTR.
U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer said little ahead of his meeting with his Canadian counterparts. Same thing for Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc.
Mr. LeBlanc, have we rejected any proposals by the U.S.?
We're not talking about that.
LeBlanc and lead trade negotiator Janice Charette were supposed to meet with Greer for an hour, but it went 90 minutes. The hope is to get a deal before the U.S. imposes 50% tariffs on a wide swath of Canadian imports. Industry sources have told CTV News Charette warned her American counterparts that if the White House imposes those tariffs, it could put further trade talks at risk.
There's a lot of workers that want to know what's happening with these talks, Minister.
So we're continuing to do the important work that Canadians expect us to do. We're going to continue to do the work that Canadians expect.
How many more meetings are you going to have with Mr. Greer, with Ambassador Greer?
We'll have as many meetings as it takes to do the work that Canadians expect.
In a previous meeting, both sides were discussing concessions. The U.S. could lower tariffs on steel and aluminum, while Ottawa has offered to talk to the provinces about putting American alcohol back on store shelves and to drop counter tariffs on U.S. autos. And premiers seem to be open to that compromise.
If we get a fair deal that will protect our steel sector, our auto sector, our forestry sector, agriculture sector, manufacturing sector, then we'd be more than happy to bring booze back on the shelves only if we have a deal that's going to protect those sectors.
This was the fourth meeting between the two sides in the last 3 weeks. A positive sign, but there will have to be more of those, with the deadline less than a week away.
CTV's Mike Lecouture reporting in Washington. Fuel prices, as mentioned, are on the rise in our region due to stalled peace talks between the U.S. and Iran, and oil traffic stuck in the Strait of Hormuz. CTV's Maria Saru has more on how diesel prices and PEI are hitting the construction industry.
On a construction site, diesel does a lot of the heavy lifting. It powers the machines digging foundations, the trucks moving materials, and vehicles carrying workers and equipment from job to job.
we're probably looking at maybe 300 truckloads of material was brought in here and out of here.
In PEI, diesel suddenly jumped 6.5 cents overnight, now selling at this station for $2.36.2 a liter, and slightly more elsewhere. That puts the price at the pump about 50% higher than this time last year. For contractors, timing matters. Projects can be priced months before the work is finished, so if fuel rises unexpectedly, they can end up absorbing the difference, says Sam Sanderson with the Construction Association of PEI.
We're carrying an element of risk, and risk costs money.
The volatility can also show up in delivery and rental surcharges, making even something as simple as a box of nails more expensive. And today, it's fuel. Tomorrow, it could be steel or plywood.
With all the ongoing issues right now with our neighbor south of the border, is really going to have a big impact. We don't know what next week's going to bring.
Contractors could build some of that risk into the next bid, pushing up what customers ultimately pay.
The uncertainty isn't over. Another fuel adjustment is scheduled for Friday, so contractors on construction sites like this are watching closely to see whether prices climb again or offer some relief. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
Thank you, Maria. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have details on how leaving a positive phone message can help the mental health of children in Canada. That's coming up next.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Ring, ring, we're at the Halifax Shopping Centre with an important message. I'm joined by Carol from Kids Help Phone and Stephanie from the Halifax Shopping Centre, and you have collaborated on a very exciting and important project.
Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, this is the Feel Good Phone. So we have partnered with Kids Help Phone to bring this phone booth to the shopping center. And the objective behind it is to encourage the customers to come in and record their own message of encouragement and support for kids heading back to school.
What's fantastic, too, is when you make these messages, Halifax Shopping Centre makes a donation to Kids Help Phone.
Yes, for every message left, we'll be donating $1 to the Kids Help Phone.
Well, this is a really great idea. And I understand that back to school time can be very stressful for students of all ages.
We see that every year. So last year we had 10% more interactions from young people during that late August, mid-September timeframe because of back to school. So whether that's academic pressure or bullying or new relationships, maybe starting in a new school, all of those things can be exciting, but it can be unsettling as well.
For sure. Oh gosh, there's so many things. Different ages and stages bring along different challenges.
Of course.
Let's talk about how Kids Help Phone works. It's not just a phone anymore. You can actually text too.
Exactly. There's many ways to reach Kids Help Phone. So the phone, of course, is where we started, and is still an important aspect of how young people reach out to us. But in 2018, we launched a texting service, so young people can reach out 24/7 for free confidential service to talk about anything, and any issue, big or small, allows them to feel out loud and talk through what's going on and get support, get mental health support.
Yeah.
And the 24/7 is really important. We're seeing huge surges in overnight demand. So this year, in the first 6 months of this year in Nova Scotia, we saw 26% more overnight texting conversations than in the same period last year.
Wow. And I think with a campaign like this, the awareness of Kids Help Phone and the awareness that mental health help and concern is really close by is another part of why this campaign is important, Stephanie.
Definitely. We wanted families who are coming into the shopping center to do that back to school shopping, to see this booth, understand some of the information around it, and have that conversation with their youth about, like, how are you feeling about back to school? And also for the children to be able to take away some information about the resource that Kids Help Phone is available to them.
All right, today, Friday, there's a big event at the mall where you can actually get some really cool free pencils and bookmarks, among other things.
Yes. So today from 12 to 4, we're hosting our Back to School Bash, which is underneath the skylight where the phone is located. So encourage people to come out. We'll have some shopping style inspiration. We'll also have some games, some prizes, a free photo booth. So encourage everyone to come down and also, of course, leave a message in the phone booth.
Well, it's fantastic. And for you, Carol, with the awareness and fundraising piece, this must be good news to your ears about Kids Help Phone.
Absolutely. We're very excited about this partnership with Halifax Shopping Centre. It's our first year working together on a very innovative campaign, and we're looking forward to hearing the messages of encouragement that shoppers are leaving on the Feel Good phone.
Yes, okay, so the Feel Good phone is right behind me. So Stephanie, really quickly before we go, just tell people how it works.
So you can come in, pick up the phone, you'll hear a tone, and you can leave your message of encouragement. What we're going to do is take a mashup of those messages, and they'll actually be airing in a special message on Move 100.
That's wonderful. Well, great idea. Thank you both for your time today.
Thank you.
And Stephanie, great idea. People can find out more on your website or by visiting guest services, right?
Yes, exactly. HalifaxShoppingCentre.com.
Okay, perfect. We put all the information about the Feel Good campaign and Halifax Shopping Centre on our website.
Taking another look at our weekend forecast for New Brunswick, we do have some scattered showers. A risk of thunderstorms expected into the afternoon. 24 degrees on Saturday. Sunshine returns across the province. And then on Sunday, sunny skies remain in the forecast with a high of 25. For Nova Scotia, looking at a bit of wet weather as well. Steady showers for Cape Breton Island throughout the day today. Risk of thunderstorms. Isolated showers for mainland Nova Scotia into the afternoon. 25 degrees on Saturday. Sunshine across the province. And sunshine ends off the weekend with a high of 25. For Prince Edward Island, 20 degrees today, a sunny start to your day. Scattered showers and risk of thunderstorms expected this afternoon. Sunshine across the island on Saturday with a high of 22. Warming up just a bit to 23 on Sunday with a mix of sun and cloud.
Coming up in this half hour, Up on the Roof, we catch up with jazz singer Mika Barnes ahead of his concert in Halifax. That conversation in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back and good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Time now is 8:30. Still a half hour left in the show. Lots to discuss. Lots. Very exciting.
Mika Barnes in our green room. So excited to have beloved Canadian performer, the band The Nylons, so well known to our viewers. He was in that band, and now he's got his own jazz show, and I'm excited to hear all about it.
Oh, yeah. Lots going on.
Tickling the ivories.
Yeah.
Which is something I wish I could do. Wouldn't it be fun? You're kind of musical, like to be able to just be like da-da-da and get into harmony, right? Like the three of us could just like start harmonizing. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
That'd be incredible.
If I could truly sing, I'd be extra annoying, more annoying than I already am, because I would be singing constantly.
But then we'd chime in and would be like, oh, and it'd be like amazing. But that is a dream.
Taking this band on the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, that didn't work out for us. We are here.
Yeah.
But doing everything just as well as we can. You've been delivering some great weather news today, actually.
Well, we're in for a nice weekend. Cooler than we saw even last weekend, but still going to remain seasonal to above seasonal. Lots of sunshine to go around for the Maritime region. So a great weekend to head out, explore, head to events if you want to do that. We are going to see a bit of precipitation still tracking across Atlantic Canada today. Some heavier rainfall for parts of Newfoundland, and for Cape Breton Island, some steadier shower activity. But we're starting off the day with sunshine early this morning for much of the Maritime region.
Well, that is good
We'll
to
take it.
know.
It's better than a cup of coffee.
True. It was interesting looking at the rainfall warning, as you mentioned, for western parts of Newfoundland.
Yes, exactly. So here's a look at Port de Grave early this morning. Just a cloudy start to your day. Not really seeing any precipitation in your area. We are going to see periods of rain. If you're not seeing any as of right now, start into later this morning and into the afternoon. 18 degrees right now in St. John's, Newfoundland. We're looking at 15 starting off your day in Halifax, 17 in Charlottetown, 16 degrees in St. John, New Brunswick, and 11 in Labrador City. So here's the rainfall warning Amanda just mentioned. This is going to be throughout the day today, so something to keep in mind when you are heading out. We are going to see rain, a risk of thunderstorms for much of Newfoundland today. For Labrador, a chance of showers into the afternoon, and a chance of showers for much of the Maritime region, with the risk of thunderstorms, a steadier shower activity expected for Cape Breton Island. And for our wind forecast, slowly beginning to pick up, 20 kilometers per hour right now in North Cape, 19 in Canso, 17 in Halifax, with 13 in Bathurst. One wind gust at this time getting up to 30 kilometers per hour in St. John. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead, but first, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. New Brunswick-born Peter Marr, who spent 33 years as the voice of the Calgary Flames, has died at the age of 79.
Game in the win column, and in the future have many, many occasions to yell and celebrate big victories with, yeah, baby!
That moment 12 years ago when the Flames honored the longtime radio broadcaster in a pregame ceremony. The Flames confirmed Marr's death in a release Thursday that remembered the radio broadcaster for his unmistakable voice and his catchphrases, yeah, baby, and you can put it in the win column. Originally from Campbellton, New Brunswick, Marr spent 33 years as the Flames play-by-play radio announcer. He was inducted into the New Brunswick Sports Hall of Fame in 1996 and was named to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2006. A 46-year-old man has been handed a pair of life sentences for stabbing his own sons to death last year in their St. John home. The Crown says the murders come as an act of vengeance against Roman Commissioner's ex-wife. On January 29, 2025, Commissioner stabbed his sons, aged 17 and 10 years old, to death in a North End apartment before attempting to take his own life. After a 2-week trial in June, a 12-member jury found Commissioner guilty on the 2 counts of first-degree murder. Just one victim impact statement was read aloud in court by former mayor and current lawyer Mel Norton.
They were joyful, deeply loved, and full of promise. They had their own personalities, friendships, dreams, and futures. My hope is that as this case moves beyond the courtroom, they will be remembered not for how they died, but for how they lived, and for the love they brought to everyone who knew them.
Commissioner was also given the chance to offer final thoughts in which he blamed his ex-wife before being cut off by Justice Daryl Stevenson. Prices at the pumps increased overnight for a second time this week. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, the Halifax area, gas increased by 4.4 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.81.4. Diesel increased by nearly 10 cents a litre. The minimum price $2.38.6. In PEI, gas increased by 3.4 cents. The minimum price $1.89.6. And diesel increased by 7.5 cents. The minimum price $2.43.7. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 1.5 cents. The maximum price $1.81.3. Meantime, diesel in New Brunswick went down slightly by 0.7 cents. The only decrease, the maximum price now $2.38.9. We have an update on that fire retardant spill in northern New Brunswick. According to the province, the spill has been found to be non-hazardous to humans or the environment. The spill happened Wednesday on Route 11 between Charlotte and Jaquette River. The solution, which is used to slow or stop the spread of fire, contains ammonium polyphosphate, a fertilizer-type phosphate salt. The province says about 50 to 100 litres was spilled along several kilometres of the highway and has since dried. Finally, the rain did not dampen spirits last night at a special concert celebrating Acadian culture in downtown Halifax. The Guru Time Festival now officially underway in honor of tomorrow's National Acadian Day. The free festival provided a unique opportunity to explore and enjoy Acadian and Cajun culture through music and performances. Every year, the festival brings together thousands of people to celebrate.
I think what's really important to note is that we have a lot of Acadians who have lost their language with generations. So they have Acadian heritage, but they don't speak French. And so this Guru Time Festival is kind of a moment in the year for them to proclaim very loudly and proudly that they are Acadian, they have that heritage, and to get in contact with those roots.
And National Acadian Day, reminder, it's tomorrow. And if you missed it, we did have members of the Guru Time Festival on our show yesterday. We had some dancers. You can always find videos if you miss any of our segments on our website, ctvnewsatlantic.ca. We're also on YouTube as well.
Absolutely. And I paid less again on our show today. Admission free tomorrow to that amazing site.
Bouctouche, New Brunswick.
Bouctouche, New Brunswick. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to take a look one more time in case you missed it. If you want to see some photos of the sun, here they are. All right, so this is astronomers have taken the most detailed photos yet of the star in our solar system. Look, this is the source of the sun, everybody. It shows hot plasma forming, swirling in vortex-like patterns. Researchers say the swirls may help explain how energy builds up on the sun, but cool to see this. This is we showed this a little bit earlier, and I was thinking, this looks like what I thought the sun would look like.
Yeah, far out, man.
It's far out.
Very far out.
Psychedelic.
It is. It's far out, literally and figuratively. And there it is. Okay.
All right. Well, when Maritimers hit the road this summer, their first stop should be Needs Fast Fuel to help fuel your adventures. Don your tartan, join the clans and celebrate Scottish heritage at the annual Miramichi Scottish Festival. A family-friendly event filled with music, tradition, and Highland spirit will take place from today until August 16th. There will be pipe bands, traditional dancing, Highland games, cultural demonstrations, a banquet, a church service, and so much more. And a giant indoor yard sale takes place in Hunter River this weekend. Come out Saturday, August 15th from 8 a.m. to 12. They are going to explore the Central Queens United Church fundraiser. So there will be a huge variety of housewares, Christmas items, books, clothing, plants, you name it, it's there.
Head there now.
And the second annual West End Community Yard Sale will take place in West End, Halifax. You can come out Saturday, August 15th from 8 a.m. until noon to shop thrifted treasures. This sale will take place in the West End of the city, as I mentioned. Head over to their website for an actual interactive map, so you can see all the places to visit.
Been to this in the past. My daughter got a purse for $2, this gorgeous Roots purse. Still uses it all the time.
Explore the Maritimes this summer. Brought to you by Needs and Fast Fuel. There for all your on-the-go snacking needs.
CTV, in partnership with Needs, Convenience, and Fast Fuel, wants to help you fuel up for fun. With more than 140 stores and gas bars throughout Atlantic Canada, Needs is your headquarters for coffee, slushies, snacks, meals on the move, car washes, and fuel. One lucky winner will win $200 gift card to be used at any Needs or Fast Fuel location. Adventure awaits, so don't miss out on your chance to fuel up for fun. Head over to ctvatlantic.ca. Good luck.
All right, Latavia's got one last look at the forecast on this Friday, looking ahead to a beautiful weekend as well. Plus, we're going to keep you entertained. Stay tuned because we have Mika Barnes joining us in studio ahead of his performance in Halifax. We'll be right back.
Happy Friday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 8:43. We are ending off the work week with a sunny start to the day over in Peggy's Cove. 15 degrees early this morning. We are expecting a low chance of shower activity into the afternoon with a risk of thunderstorms. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Homes Standby Generators. 15 degrees right now in Halifax. 17 starting off your day in Charlottetown with 15 in Bathurst. 11 degrees in Labrador City and 14 over in Corner Brook. Speaking of Corner Brook, we do have a rainfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland throughout the day today, expecting rainfall between 40 to 60 millimeters. So here's a look at our forecast timeline. Sunshine for much of the Maritimes to start your day. We do have periods of rain for much of Newfoundland today, a risk of thunderstorms as well. Into the afternoon, a chance of showers will return into parts of Labrador, around a 40% chance of it happening, and a chance of showers also expected for parts of all three maritime provinces. Some steadier shower activity across Cape Breton Island. Taking us into tonight, a chance of showers will remain in the forecast, tapering off into early Saturday morning, though, as we do have sunshine for the maritime region. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, the heaviest for New Brunswick being only 5 to 10 millimeters. We are looking at 10 to 20 for Charlottetown and across parts of eastern Nova Scotia and into Cape Breton Island. For Labrador City, we're looking at trace amounts indicated, only 2 to 5 millimeters expected for parts of Labrador, and the heaviest for Newfoundland, 20 to 30 millimeters. Here's a look at our forecast for New Brunswick. Remaining seasonal to below seasonal today for much of our daytime highs, ranging from 22 degrees in Moncton to 26. A sunny start to your day. We are looking at a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms moving back into the afternoon, though. For Prince Edward Island, much of the same, a mix of sun and cloud early on, a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 18 degrees in Surrey up to 20 into Tignish. Steady shower activity for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, though, today. Highs will range from 18 degrees in Cheticamp up to 22, and a wind gust getting up to 40. For the rest of Nova Scotia, it's a bit of a shift here. We are going to see sunshine for the Tri-County area throughout the day. For mainland Nova Scotia, we do have a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 21 degrees in Yarmouth up to 24, wind gusts getting up to 40. For Labrador City, also seeing sunshine early on. Showers will arrive into the afternoon with a high of 19. 17 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of rain with a risk of thunderstorms throughout the day. Going to throw things over to Crystal.
Thank you so much, Latavia. It's 8:45. Now, up on the roof is an intimate jazz concert with Canadian music favorite Mika Barnes. He takes the stage with his piano at the Carlton this Sunday in Halifax. We are thrilled to have Mika Barnes join us live in studio this morning. Good morning, Mika.
Good morning. I'm thrilled to be here.
Oh my gosh. I know it's not easy for musicians to get up early like this, so thank you so much for making the effort. Okay, most people probably know you from your work with the a cappella group, the Nylons. And you were telling me during the break that one of your first shows with the Nylons was in our region.
Oh, yeah. Like, first of all, I had never toured with the guys. I'd only rehearsed with them. I hadn't done any shows. And they were like, first up, we're going to the East Coast. I'm like, what's happening? It's January or maybe February in a blizzard. And I'm going to tell you, not only were those shows deeply memorable because they were my first, but even in that blizzard, the audiences showed up for us, and I'll never forget it. I was like, oh, people love this act. Like, they love us. So that was huge for us, and the East Coast has always been home to me because of that.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Well, we're so happy to have you back. I remember the Nylons, loved the music so much, but what is, I think, kind of a misstep of the Nylons is the individual members didn't get to really shine.
Well, it's very interesting you say that, because when I joined, they warned me, because I replaced an original member, they said, hey, you're mostly going to be singing a lot of backup. Don't think that you're gonna... And I was like, I love group singing, but you're right. It doesn't always foster or support a lead singer. I got very lucky. I had a lot of determination. My folks were in the business. I started very young. So the Nylons have been a chapter for me as opposed to my entire career.
Right, and so now you're doing these beautiful, intimate shows. I mean, if you haven't heard Mika's music, like, you really make that piano dance.
Thank you.
And, you know, like classic jazz styles, upbeat, intimate, smoky. Tell us about what you see this show Up on the Rooftop about.
I so appreciate that. Well, so Up on the Roof is very personal. It actually...
I said rooftop, sorry.
Well, that's right. It's bringing the Nylons audience with me so they get to know me personally. It's lots of Nylon songs that you know and love, but also kind of more of my story behind the scenes, what it was like to join a supergroup like that, go whirling around the world, and the personal, intimate experience that I was having to do that. And it was a crazy time. I loved it. It was hard. It was challenging. But more than anything, I grew. And so this show, Up on the Roof, is all about that journey.
That sounds like a wonderful time. The Carlton's a nice, intimate venue. It's going to be a lot of audience interacting for sure. It is in Halifax, of course, Sunday night. Some tickets are still available, so get them now because that venue will sell out quickly.
That's right.
What do you like to do when you're in Halifax? Because I know you love our region.
Well, besides eating the lobster right away, it's all about the fish food.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, something about the people is what I think, more than anything, like, we love the land. I love coming here because of the friendliness and the openness of the good folks. And I hate to say it, but when I'm out in Toronto or even in New York, if you meet somebody from the East Coast, Nova Scotia, Halifax in particular, not only can they be really sophisticated, but also really open and friendly. And I know you guys hear that a lot, but it is worth gold, especially as the world gets faster and people get a little less intimate with each other. It costs us so much to have a simple interaction now. And I love it.
Well, you have just such a glorious, like, warm, effusive energy, which is great. So you were like a maritimer in there somewhere.
Thank you.
But I know that the audience is going to really enjoy being able to spend that evening with you Sunday night. Yeah,
Can't
you're looking
wait.
forward to it, I hear.
Yeah, well, but for me, because the audience will sing with me on the Nylon songs, right? But then I get to introduce some of my own writing, which people get to know through the show. Being at the piano gives me control. And I can be the steer like a pilot and get us up in the air.
Well, I can't wait to go on the journey. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us today.
So what a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We'll put information on our website about Mika's show taking place at the Carlton Sunday night. We've got time for one more break on our show, and then we'll be right back. Or should I say, na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na, goodbye.
Welcome back. Mika's so lovely. What a lovely conversation.
So lovely. So lovely. Great conversation. Would be an incredible show. You are busy Sunday night. Oh my gosh, what a fun vibe that would be.
It's the summer. Be spontaneous.
I know.
Love jazz.
Fun.
Love
An evening of jazz.
Oh, like high quality. Like, oh, so good. Anywho, we got to get to the Move Morning Chat.
Yes. So if you missed it, I had spoken earlier about how I'm hosting my sister and her family. They're coming down from Oromocto for the weekend. And it doesn't matter who I'm hosting. If someone's staying overnight at the house, like, I go really extreme with the cleaning, like cleaning out garbage cans.
I love that. That feels
everything.
good. It feels good. You know what? I'll say this. When you're having company over, it's a motivation to finally get the things done.
Do that deep cleaning, yeah.
Exactly.
Fix stuff that's broken.
Exactly.
Put up the pictures that you have laying there without frames. It's really put a fire up.
Okay, let's hear from you.
know, okay. So Sandra from Lake Loon says, to make our guests feel extra special, we recently redid our guest room to be luxurious and cozy.
Ooh, I'm coming over.
Yeah, look at this, including a wall-mounted fireplace with remote control.
Ooh.
I also like to give them new fancy toiletry products to use, especially handcrafted soaps I pick up at local crafters markets.
Oh, that's real nice.
Sandra,
this is elevated.
Nice little touch.
Great job. Your guests are never going to leave. That's the problem.
The hostess with the mostest. You know it's good when it's like better than your bedroom.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right. Okay, the next one is actually pretty funny. It was good intention, but went wrong. Sharon from River John says, I put a lint truffle under their pillow. One friend went to bed in the dark after the other person was in bed, didn't see it. She woke up in the morning with melted chocolate all over her PJs and her arm.
Oh. Put it on top of the pillow next time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on top of the pillow. Yeah, lesson learned. Oh, I bet the sheets were done there too. And Pat's like, listen, this is all I'm doing. As long as the sheets are clean and the dust bunnies are gone, it's a go. If guests don't like it, then there's a motel down the road.
That's great.
If you're in Timberley, I know the motel you're talking about. Been there for a little while. So thank you to everyone who took a moment to weigh in.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. Just so much fun to have guests.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This is a little bit of a nod to earlier this weekend, magician Bill Peterson on the show promoting his new show premiering at the Fun Day Fringe. That starts next week on the 17th. But let's get to a video of a very young magician with a lot of confidence, but let's just say he's refining his craft.
Okay.
Can you show me how you do your magic trick? It's really good. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where it went. Here, you do it again. Whoa, where did it go? Right there. It's a good magic trick.
Oh my gosh, so there you go. I love it.
First of all, what a cutie pie.
He's so cute and also like not bad. He's not bad.
Not bad, but like pro tip, even though I don't know much, don't reveal how you did
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Where's it?
Get kicked out for that.
Oh my gosh, lots of fun. It's been a fun show. My gosh, Bill Peterson, I did not think that he could continue to marvel us.
I know.
I was holding, if you missed the segment, I was holding a playing card, just a normal bicycle playing card you'd buy at any store. I had the blue card in my hand, and without doing anything or feeling anything, the card changed to red.
And then back to blue.
And then back to blue.
We don't know how.
It was truly magic.
Yeah. Go to our website if you missed it, our YouTube page.
Yeah, it's a must-see.
Well, ladies, that's the week right there, if you can believe it.
Toodles.
Have a great weekend, everybody. See you Monday morning. Here's a list of all the people who make the show possible here at CTV. We thank them from the bottom of our heart.